KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys have solved their wide receiver 2 issue by trading for Steelers wide receiver George Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick. In return, sending a 3rd-round pick next year and a 2027 5th-round pick to the Steelers in exchange. The Celtics blew their 2nd straight 20-point lead in the series and have now fallen into an 0-2 hole against the Knicks, with the series heading back to New York. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing out there? It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. I'm your old pal AJ Hoffman, joined as always, by my man to my left, the one and only Mr. Rob Thompson. Good morning, Rob. Rob. Is Rob's mic on?
Yeah?
Huh.
Where'd he go?
Huh.
Is he in the bathroom?
I think he is. It's not in the bathroom here at the station.
It's the bathroom somewhere else.
Yeah. No Rob today, friends.
Mm-mm.
If you are, maybe there's some duos historically, like a lot of them, they're a pair, and you think of them as a pair, and they're almost inseparable in your mind.
Right.
But there sometimes those, and that's Rob and I. Rob and I are connected on a soul level.
On a level beyond it.
It's right. You guys would never understand. But there's some people who try in their minds to separate them, and some people will say they'll push one of the duo down to make the other one feel like he's standing taller.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's like, for instance, when Shaq and Kobe were on the Lakers.
Okay.
I mean, Lakers fans loved Shaq and Kobe. They were happy to have Shaq and Kobe. But Kobe fans would say, well, Kobe didn't need Shaq. And Shaq fans would say,
I didn't need Kobe.
we're better. Shaq was the best player on that team. You need Kobe. Shaq was the man. So if you're one of those, if you're a Rob man and not an AJ man, or a Rob lady, not an AJ lady, today's going to be an AJ it's going to be an AJ heavy day. I'm not going to. There's going to be a lot of me, and if that's not your thing, I understand. Come back tomorrow. Well, and you know what? We'll try it again.
50-50 again.
Yeah. But today, it is me. I don't know if I'm Shaq or Kobe, but I am. I'm one of them. I don't know if I'm John Lennon or Paul McCartney, but I am one of them.
You are a key one.
I am, yeah. But you know what? What's going to happen today is Vic is going to be here, and Vic is our Ringo. And Ringo Vic, who is a drummer, by the way, will be here keeping us on beat. And let's not forget that even though John and Paul and George were the most important, Ringo still existed, and he mattered.
And I do matter.
And you matter, man. You do.
Hey, so what happened to Rob? Did, the Aggies lose somewhere, and he was just upset?
I don't think that's it.
He lost a bet. Did he lose a bet for that haircut? Is that what that was?
Oh, well,
I was going to tell him yesterday, but I didn't say anything.
Rob was pretty sensitive about his haircut.
I know
yesterday.
He was. He was upset.
I wasn't going to bring that up. But no, I think Rob's got a little bit of a tummy ache.
Yeah.
I think Rob is he might be on the toilet right now. He might.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Or
might.
he's probably asleep because he was on the toilet all night.
That's also the case. He probably feels the same way Celtics fan feels, sick to his stomach.
Yep.
And I can't say that I blame him.
In disbelief, right? Just
yes.
Disbelief.
They can't believe that.
I couldn't believe it, and I'm not even a Celtics fan.
He can't believe how much mess is running down his leg right now because that's what happened to the Celtics.
That's what happened to Celtics.
They messed down their legs last night. We will talk about the two playoff games last night that couldn't have really gone any differently for the favorites. The Celtics and Thunder both favored by about 10.5, 11 points by the time it tipped off last night, and both had wildly different results. We'll also talk about the game tonight, and it is announced that Steph Curry will not play tonight.
That's it.
And, in fact, is out at least a week, which means they're probably going to go it's going to be probably 4 games minimum without – well, I say 4, probably 3 more games minimum without him, and we'll see if he's able to come back. We'll also get the thoughts of the Timberwolves crybabying about calls, physicality.
There's always something.
There's always something, man.
Right?
There's always something. But we'll talk about all those things. We'll hit on some football. You know, it is the we're starting to get there. The offseason wheels are rolling. We're through the draft and it's starting. We can't
wait.
Almost see it on the horizon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Before you know it, it's training camp time,
And
it all begins again.
And there is some more news on Aaron Rodgers. Oh yes.
Oh, no.
Oh yes. The Tyreek Hill of the Miami Dolphins had another surgery, his second wrist surgery of this offseason. He must be hitting a lot of women to I don't know if that's how he hurt his wrist. I hope that's not how he hurt his wrist. I don't think so.
He was back slapping somebody.
Yeah, but either way, we'll check in on the NFL. We will there is plenty to discuss in the NBA. We might even take a look at some baseball. We need to start having like one day a week where we kind of catch up on what's going on in baseball.
Yeah.
You know,
Hockey
it is.
too, maybe.
It's still a sport, damn it. It's still real to me, damn it.
Hockey too. Right?
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, I watch a lot of hockey, or at least I watch when the Knights play.
Right.
So I didn't watch last night. I didn't watch any hockey last night. I heard that there was something very rare happened last night too in hockey. We'll talk about that too, and we'll talk about the Pirates. The Pirates who they've suspended an employee. Vic, I want to know how you feel. Did you see the video yesterday of the Pirates employee?
No, I didn't.
He is an usher. He got into an altercation with a fan who was trying to get by him, and he was like, "No, sir, you can't go here." And said fan ended up spitting at him, and it caused a ruckus, and it ended with the Pirates employee taking off his belt and whipping this dude.
What?
Yeah.
What is he in second grade?
I don't know. I mean, it's like my dad, like, take off his belt. He snapped it together and was like, all right, mother.
Yeah.
And he chased him around and
school
whooped
in
him.
the 70s. That's
Hell
what they did to us.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Well, I say hell yeah, Bubba. I don't remember grade school in the 70s. I didn't live one day in the 70s, but I imagine it was very difficult.
Oh,
very
yes,
difficult.
it was.
And you went to Catholic school, so they were
Yeah, we were the bell-bottom age. And
were you getting whacked by rulers by the
yes,
nuns?
Actually, yeah, on 4th grade.
Oh,
Sister
man.
Elda. That's how bad it was. I still remember her name.
Sister Elda. You know what? You know what'll make you feel better about that?
She's probably gone.
She's probably dead now.
She was old as dirt back then.
Yep.
So, yeah,
so you can look back and go, that's what you get, Sister Elda.
Man, that's unbelievable. With a belt of all. Yeah.
I would worry that if I was whipping someone with a belt, that my pants would fall down while whipping them.
So if you were the employee and you were telling the guy to say, hey, do this, how far would you go?
And he spit on me?
Yeah. So once he spit on you, that's when hands start flying, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and because that's assault.
And I would have never had to take my belt off. I would have.
Oh yeah, you would have. You would have taken him down.
I would have finished it.
Yeah, finished it right there.
I would have taken him down, and I would have choked him to sleep, and then I would have picked him up and put him in the trash can. So when he woke up, he was in the trash can.
Nice, with spit on him.
Yeah, because then he'd feel really dumb. Can you imagine how bad that would be if you got into a fight and you woke up in a trash can? Oh,
that'd be. And nowadays it'll be on social media instantly.
Well, yeah.
So the whole world will know instantly.
But that would, he would never, ever, ever spit on someone again, I don't think, if he woke up in a trash can. But
yeah, I think I would lose it if that happened to me.
This guy didn't go that way. He went the other way and took his belt off and whooped the guy. So he's suspended, which is funny. He's suspended, not fired.
Wow.
So maybe he'll be back.
Maybe
he'll be
Maybe
back.
he'll come with a bigger belt next time.
That's wearing one of those big-ass rodeo buckles.
No, the WWE belt.
Oh,
yeah, don't mess with that guy right there.
Now, that would be good. That would be good, man. Oh, yes. He's the UFC champion, that belt. Yeah.
Turn Usher.
The Ric Flair belt.
Yeah,
the
there
gold
you go.
belt.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a belt. What a woo. Oh. But again, we've got plenty to discuss. We've also got some tickets to give away. It's going to be a fun show. Even without Rob, we're going to do our best to make it happen. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Roadwork clearance is in progress on the eastbound side of Loop 1604 between I-35 and Lookout. You're a little slow at the moment, starting from Nacogdoches, but should be back to normal pretty soon. Some long-term construction, though, closes down the right lane on I-35 southbound between Olympia Parkway and Loop 1604. It's causing a 5-minute backup starting from FM 1518. We're not seeing any traffic delays right now along Highway 90 eastbound from Highway 211 over to Nogalitos, and the drive on Loop 1604 westbound from Judson over to Bulverde is currently issue-free. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I took my stepdad's Bronco 2 to the beach in Nantucket, and I hooked up with this, get this.
Yes.
Danish nanny.
Of course.
So you do have a type.
Yes.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And vacation you forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Cool. Oh. Hi, welcome to IKEA. How can I help?
Isn't this the parking lot of my daughter's ballet class?
It sure is, but I see you're on IKEA.com ordering some spring items.
Yeah, I'm hosting a barbecue this week. I completely forgot I need everything.
With delivery or pickup options, we've got what you need to conveniently order IKEA literally anywhere.
Convenient. Wait, where are you going?
The next car over just placed an IKEA order too. Busy morning.
You're amazing.
Get IKEA whenever, wherever, however you want. Order from IKEA online and get affordable delivery or choose from thousands of pickup locations.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, the head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Joey McGuire, will join us at 2:30.
We'll get his thoughts on the current state of college football, NIL, and what needs to be done to get some guardrails.
And we'll talk some NFL football with the General, John McClain. He joins us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Good stuff.
You think you're looking at Aquaman, I summon fish to the... Oh, God, I hate this music. I can't do it.
You can't.
No.
Not for the first song, right? Yeah.
No. Because I'm all about values. I am... I'm not a fan of this band.
Naked?
The
Yeah,
Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
This was like the only song I liked by them, and this was it.
I like the... a band that was kind of like this, but I feel like a better version was Blues Traveler.
Oh, yeah.
And they did that song Hook, which was literally about nothing. He was like, I can sing to you about nothing and you'll still hum along. I like that. But I don't like the Bare Naked Ladies. I mean, I do like...
I only have Runaround by Blues Traveler.
I do like Bare Naked Ladies, just not the band Bare Naked Ladies. A couple of personal updates. One on our friend now Uncle Baby Billy, not Kitty Big Balls anymore, because I don't think he has big balls anymore.
Nope.
So Uncle Baby Billy, I called yesterday. For those who missed yesterday's show, my work cat, the cat that Vic and I tend to here at the station every day.
For about 2 months now, right? Has it been? How long has it been?
It's been longer than that. I think it's been like
3 months. I can't remember.
I'll look on my phone the first time I found him, but I think it was it's been a long time.
I can't remember.
But yesterday he showed up. We feed this cat every morning. Yesterday he showed up and his back left leg, he was just dragging like it had gotten, like he stepped on a mine or something. And it
was just all like it's numb.
It was all chewed up. I mean, it was like his tail was chewed up, had a bite taken out of it. He was in rough shape. And we said, man, we need to get this dude some help. Because I tried to help him last week, but the place that I was taking him to would only take him on certain days. And Tuesday was the day that they were willing to take him, except this Tuesday, it was raining, so he was gone. We couldn't find him anywhere.
One thing about when it rains, he just disappears.
Yeah, he is not. He does not like. I mean, I think most cats don't like the rain.
Right. Yeah.
But yesterday, Wednesday, he's back, and something bad happened to him on Tuesday. So I said, well, we can't wait until next Tuesday. So Vic called Animal Services. They came and got him, and
lady was real nice.
I actually was worried, and I think Vic was too. They were just gonna have to put him down. Like, it was,
when you looked at the cat, you were thinking that's too much to be fixed.
Yeah.
Healing time and
the gal yesterday said, "Oh, we've helped cats in way worse shape than this."
Jeez.
I was like, "Gee,
I know how much
worse does it get?"
I know, poor kitties.
But she took him and she gave me a case number, and I called yesterday to check on old Uncle Baby Billy, and there's not any more recent updates other than he's been with the vet all day, and they said call back tomorrow, and see if there's a new update, because usually they'll put in an update at the end of the day, which was they close at 7, so we'll check later on today, see if there's an update on him, but supposedly, as at least of last check, he is in.
He's still alive at least.
He's still hanging in there, baby, hanging in there.
Strong cat, man.
On another, and you know what they said? Approximately 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
He's been on the streets that long.
Yeah. Did you? I thought he was like a kitten.
Yeah, I thought he's not even a year old.
Man. Yeah, he's he's 4 years old.
Wow.
On another note, another personal note, my house that I'm under contract on, they found out that the roof has hail damage.
Uh-oh.
So now we've got it like in the gal who's selling the house, it's in her hands to like
fix it,
get the roof fixed. Yeah. Or else
that's a lot of money.
Or else give me the money to fix the roof, and then that's fine too. But I'm not moving into a house that's got a hole in the roof. That's crazy. So yesterday I had to spend some time looking at some backup houses. Including one that's right over there by Rob's house. It's actually right by Rob's brother's house. Rob's brother Jason.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I went there for the crawfish party, the shark party that they have.
Oh, okay. Is it like Tony Stark's house over the
yes.
ocean?
It is. I mean, his Rob's brother's place has an awesome view. Like, you can
he
see
was
all
telling
in
me
the hill
see
country.
everything.
It's badass. But this house is like, I don't know, maybe a mile from his house.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a good possibility too. We got some options. We've got some options.
Good. They didn't give you a timetable on the roof or anything? Like you have no idea if the lady's going to fix it?
Well, hopefully we're gonna find out today.
Okay.
She's sending a guy that she knows who owns a roofing company over to get
an estimate and get it done. Yeah, they'll do it right away too. They're pretty quick.
I would think so. But I'm on a timeline. I'm on a time crunch, Bubba. I'm on a time crunch. So we got to get some stuff done, baby. I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
One last personal note: my son's baseball team. My son played the final game of his high school career yesterday as the Foothill Falcons knocked out of the playoffs in heartbreaking fashion.
What were they up?
They were up 4-1, and they lost 6-4. Tough beat, and my son's he's still for sure. I don't know what he's gonna do in college. I'm not sure yet. He's not sure yet.
Okay,
but he has accepted a spot on this tournament in Puerto Rico this summer, so he's gonna go play some ball in Puerto Rico.
Cool.
Yeah, and we'll see where he goes from there. But the last game of his high school career is over.
And he's always just a pitcher, right? He doesn't play any other position?
He grew up playing first and third base.
Okay.
And then as he got older and older, they kind of focused him in on pitching because that's what he did the best.
Yeah.
He's got the arm. Yeah, but he still likes to play first base. But yeah, usually that's in high school. That's mostly what he did. I'm sure. I don't know what he's going to be doing in this tournament in Puerto Rico. I mean, they know him as a pitcher, so I'm sure he'll be pitching mostly there too. But we'll see. But yeah, so that was a bit of a bummer last night too. They won state when he was a sophomore, and at the 4A level, which Nevada has only 5 levels. They go 1A, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No 6.
There's no 6A in Nevada. So they won state at 4A, and they got bumped up to 5A. And the goal was
in his junior year.
Before his junior year, they got bumped up. But the goal was to win in this year, and then have a 4A state ring and a 5A state ring, and didn't get it done, man. Didn't get it done. So bit of a bummer, but thus is life, friends. Thus is life. He
learned a lesson in life that's going to happen in the future for sure.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, the way it is.
If you think you're always going to win, I got news for you. You're not. I remember when I was fighting, my first several fights were very, very, I don't want to say easy because you put in a lot of work to make it easy in the fight.
How old were you when you were fighting?
I was in my 30s. So I was like, I didn't even start.
Like 30, 31?
I didn't even start doing MMA until I was 30.
Okay.
But my first few amateur fights were, they all ended in under 2 minutes. And I was like, God, this is so easy.
Yeah, you're all like, I got this.
And then
one day you got your ass kicked.
my fourth fight, my ACL blew out in the middle of the fight.
That's not the one where your toe was dangling? Or is that
no, I won that fight.
That's right.
That was my very first fight. I won. I didn't even know I was hurt until I got back in the locker room, and I kicked the guy wrong. But yeah, in my fourth MMA fight, my ACL blew, and I got beat about the head and neck many times, and it was one of those things where like you start to think, this is too easy. Nothing can go wrong, and then things went
wrong.
Life throws a curveball at you sometimes, so it is what it is, man. Good morning to everybody there on the Brigade Bar. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Good morning, Greg, Ren, Vic, Vince, all you guys, Frank, everybody hanging out this morning. We'll try and put on a good show for you boys. Try and put on a good show, even in the absence of Rob. Oh, and good morning to Jacob, Fred, and even to Chicken Dinner. Sports to you as well, yeah. Chicken Dinner. When we come back, we will start to look at these NBA games, and I think we got to start with this Celtics game.
Yeah,
I've got some takes on it.
That's what they get.
This is one of those ones where I'm starting to feel like I hate to bash players too much.
Mm-hmm. Other than Kawhi, though, I don't mind. But yeah.
But I'm going to do some player bashing. I feel like it's warranted. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Roadwork clearance is in progress on the eastbound side of Loop 1604 between I-35 and Lookout. You're a little slow at the moment, starting from Nacogdoches, but should be back to normal pretty soon. Some long-term construction, though, closes down the right lane on I-35 southbound between Olympia Parkway and Loop 1604. It's causing a 5-minute backup starting from FM 1518. We're not seeing any traffic delays right now along Highway 90 eastbound from Highway 211 over to Nogalitos, and the drive on Loop 1604 westbound from Judson over to Bulverde is currently issue-free. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Have you been thinking about starting TRT? The time is now. You can visit any Synergenics or Low T center and get your consultation and test free. Don't let Low T slow you down this summer. Get the energy you need at Low T Center and Synergenics. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com.
Spring is here, and in South Texas, that means storms, wind, rain, and hail. If you've been hit by a storm or think you have damage, now is the time to contact Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. Don't put your trust in an out-of-town storm chaser. Stevens Roofing is a family-owned, locally based company who will be here for years to come. The team at Stevens Roofing and Solar will give you peace of mind when the storms come rolling in. Call 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Time's running out to find the perfect Mother's Day gift, but it's okay because Macy's is here to help. Shop our annual Mother's Day sale and you'll find gifts that'll make Mom say, that's exactly what I wanted. There are diamond necklaces and pendants 30 to 55% off. Handbags from Karl Lagerfeld and Calvin Klein 30% off. And designer fragrance gift sets boxed and ready to give. How easy is that? But don't wait any longer. Mother's Day is Sunday and the sale is happening now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Let's Rodeo San Antonio Brahma style. The herd you love returns to the Alamo Dome for their Let's Rodeo theme game. Join us Friday, May 9th at 7 p.m. when your San Antonio Brahmas battle the DC Defenders. Dust off your boots and grab your cowboy hat to celebrate with rodeo-inspired fun for the whole family. Enjoy a pregame happy hour in the H-E-B Plaza with $3 frozen margaritas and beer. Get your tickets today at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com for tickets. Our town, our team, our herd.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1. San Antonio's rock station. Here's the Beastie Boys.
There you go.
Oh, you like that,
was
huh?
good. That was good. Yeah, that was good.
You're asking Mom, please, but she still says no.
It was iconic when this cassette came out.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. The Boston Celtics lose in the only way I can think to put it is embarrassing fashion.
It was awful.
They should be embarrassed that they lost that game the way that they did. They have now blown a 20-point lead in consecutive
not once
games,
but twice.
And they are now they've got to be panicked a little bit. They beat the snot out of the Knicks every time they played this season. Every time they play, they wore their ass out, and then they've blown these leads in just miraculous fashion. And I think what it's boiled down to is a level of pure stubbornness to go away from their comfort zone. And they are so obsessed with shooting three-pointers that they're not willing to adjust when that's not working.
Oh, yeah.
Celtics,
they have nothing to adjust to, right? Because they're focusing on the threes.
Well, here's the thing, Vic. This is the crazy thing about basketball is if you don't want to shoot a three, you don't have to. You could always go closer to the basket and try and put it in right there.
Either pass it or go closer.
Yeah, that remains an option. Is getting closer is a real option for them. They just seem unwilling to take said option, and it's starting to bite them in the ass because they're just unwilling to adjust what their identity is. And I think it boils down to a couple things. One of this is kind of a soft team. There's been questions for a long time about Jason Tatum, whether he's soft or not. Right. I've long thought the answer is yes. I am now to a point where I don't want Jason Tatum. Like I don't think Jason Tatum's a dude. I think Jason Tatum is don't get me wrong, he's a skilled basketball player. He's a good player. I just don't want that guy leading the charge for my team. And because it feels like he is a word that's not nice to call people, that is kind of akin to a lady part. And I don't want guys like that
running the team, right?
To be my star.
Yeah, the point man.
And Jason Tatum last night at the end of the game, he's got a chance to win it. And I think the Celtics knew that if the ball was in his hands at the end of the game, they were in good shape. I really believe the Celtics, when they were up by 1 point late in the game, I think they let Jason Tatum blow by and dunk the basketball.
Right.
Because they knew they were going to score, and they knew that at the end of the game they felt good that the Celtics wouldn't. And at the end of the game, the last hurrah, it's Jason Tatum with a turnover. He's just not the dude I want. And And the guy's now won an NBA championship, so it's not like he's not a loser.
Yeah, he's not a bum or a loser. Yeah,
no,
right, yeah.
But it's just
not his season.
Long term. It's not even just his season; it's his personality. There's a reason why Jason Tatum was on the Olympic team and pretty much never played. I think Steve Kerr saw the same things I see. He said, "This guy's
he sucks.
He's a yatch.
Yeah.
This guy's soft. I don't want this dude with the ball in his hands in a key moment."
Yeah. How many threes?
I ain't trying to lose to Lithuania.
What was the stat you told me earlier? Like how many threes where did they miss? It was astronomical. I couldn't believe it if that was real.
In 2 games.
Okay. 2 games.
The Boston Celtics have missed 75 3-pointers. That's
2 games.
That's an insane
amount
number.
Yeah, it is.
They
lost by 1 in each game, right? Well, they lost by 1 before. I couldn't remember the score.
It might have been. I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 in the first. I think it was. But yeah. Either way, like they lost by 3 in the first game.
Okay.
But it's getting to now where I say this with Rob all the time, and Rob he believes in the analytics of it that, if you shoot enough of these,
something will go in.
It's going to work out. But man,
no.
Again, 70. They are 25 of 100. They've made 25 out of 100 threes. Now think about, instead of missing 75, let's say they only missed 40.
Okay.
45 even. And on the other 30 or 35 attempts, I'm not saying they made those, I'm saying instead of taking them, they went for 2-point shots instead.
Right.
And 2-point shots are a lot closer to a 50-50 proposition.
Yeah.
But let's just say you only make 35, 40%. Like you have even a rough night from 2, and you only make, of those extra 30 shots, you only make 12, 10. You still win both these games.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention the fact that you get to the free throw line more.
As long as you make those 2s.
I mean, you don't even have to make all of them, but you're more likely to make those than you are the 3s. But teams are so obsessed with, we shoot more, we'll make more 3s, and that's that's the path to victory.
Yeah.
But at some point, everybody knows the Celtics move. They know the Celtics they shoot more 3s than anybody ever. They know that. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to make that hard on you. So now you're taking contested 3s, you're taking bad 3s, but it's all you do because you're and you know what? Some nights you just ain't got it. And
they had 2 nights like that.
And they're like, well, if we ain't got it, we'll just keep shooting until we got it. And that's just to me, that's such a weird philosophy. Like, imagine a pitcher who feels like, man, my curveball's just not sharp today. And instead of, working his other pitches, he says, I'm going to keep throwing the curveball till it's a strike or they hit it to the moon. Like,
yeah.
What? No, I mean, if it's not there, it's not there.
Yeah, work on your slider.
Do anything.
Anything else but that.
Roll the ball up there. Do anything other than
underhand.
What you know is certainly not working. And once you know it's not working, you've got to be able to adjust. The Celtics just seem completely unable to adjust. And, Jaylen Brown, I shouldn't excuse him because he also stunk. Now, he didn't stink as bad as Jason Tatum did, but he stunk. Make no mistake. 6 turnovers for him. He was not careful with the ball. Al Horford stunk. They, again, did not – I don't understand what's going on with Porzingis. He's sick. He's so sick he can't play the second half yesterday, but he comes back to play – or in game 1, but he comes back to play in this game 2, but then he's sick, so he can't play the whole game. If the guy's sick, I don't know, send him to the doctor, get him right, and then bring him back to play.
Right.
Don't have him come in and play a little bit and then go, oh, I'm too sick to keep playing, and then get out of there. It's crazy. They are just a mess right now. And I I stand by what I said at the beginning of the playoffs, even, much less at the beginning of this series. I don't believe the Knicks are that good. I really don't. I've seen the Knicks play a bunch of times this year. I don't think they're that good.
They're just lucky?
No, I think that the last 2 games have been the Celtics beating themselves. Like why don't you just give them the trophy?
Might as well. Here, just take the
game. That's what it feels like. Yeah. And
save us all the time and trouble. Here.
Oh boy, it saved me a lot of NBA viewing.
I was going to say, yeah.
But it's just fascinating that you would, like, something that just happened to you in game 1, that you would let it happen again, and you would watch this 20-point lead melt, and you would continue to just go out and chuck bad 3 after bad 3 and think there'll be a different result. What do they say? That's the definition of insanity, right? Mm-hmm. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Different result, yeah.
No, you don't.
And that's what happened.
It's not. There's no different result. Like, you got to change the result. Either you got to make those 3s, or you're going to get the exact same result. The result is going to be the result if you miss 75% of your 3-point shots and you're shooting 50 a game. It's absurd.
50.
It is crazy what they're doing. And to me, it's all led by a dude who is too soft to become physical when the game requires it. And it's not like these are the 1991 Knicks or 95 Knicks. Yeah. Like, there ain't no Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason and Patrick Ewing and John Starks. This isn't like a bunch of tough guys. This is Jalen Brunson. This is Jalen Brunson, who's like 4 feet tall. It's Karl Anthony Towns, who's a big, soft-ass big man. Like, this is not a tough guy team, but they're still a lot tougher than the Celtics. And that is, to me, part of it's on the coach, but a lot of it's on their star player, who is the basically
needs to be the leader,
the identity of that team.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more as the show goes on. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, who had a little bit different results. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
Keep your ride summer road trip ready with parts, tools, and accessories from Summit Racing. We have what you need for pre-trip maintenance, plus essentials like emergency roadside kits, tire inflators, jumper cables, boost jump starters, tool sets, and a whole lot more. So hit the highways or take the roads less traveled with confidence. Shop SummitRacing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 25th, 2025. SummitRacing.com. Let's build it together.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Joey McGuire, will join us at 2:30.
We'll get his thoughts on the current state of college football, NIL, and what needs to be done to get some guardrails.
And we'll talk some NFL football with the General, John McClain. He joins us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh! It's Morning Huddle all the way up. Except for Rob.
Yeah.
He's down. No, he did leave. He sometimes leaves. He had to go potty. Lots and lots and lots of potty time. Maybe he stayed up too late watching the Denver Nuggets last night.
Possibly. He was complaining about that, though, that all these games are too late. Which
That's
I
me.
agree with him. Yeah.
And you know what? I complain about it, but Rob is smarter about following a morning show bedtime than I am. I always stay up till like 11 midnight.
I'm in bed by 8.
I know. I just can't do
I'm
that.
old.
Maybe when I have my wife here and she's a good influence on me, maybe.
You start getting to bed early.
Yeah. But yeah, right now I like it's hard for. And last night I did go to bed at halftime of the Thunder Nuggets game because I knew that
I just saw the Celtics miss about 3 3-pointers and then I changed it.
You were done.
That was it.
I knew there was no comeback in the works for the Denver Nuggets. I don't know what could have happened that would have let the Denver Nuggets come back in that game. The Oklahoma City Thunder scored an NBA playoff record, 87 points in the first half. Now think about that. The Thunder scored 87 points in the first half last night. The Celtics scored 90 points in their whole game. But hey, keep shooting those threes, Celtics.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah.
I'm sure
they'll eventually fall in.
Come together.
It'll come together somehow.
One of these days, it'll come together.
Just keep shooting.
Just keep firing. The Thunder win 149-106. An absolute shellacking. I don't want to say, and I didn't see like I said, I didn't see the last of the game. But I did wake up and check the box score because my thought was it's not going to take the Nuggets long to figure out that they're not coming back. So they may run their starters out for a little bit, but I couldn't picture Jokic out there in the fourth quarter of that game yesterday. He only played 32 minutes in the game, ends up with 17 points. Jamal Murray played 31 minutes. And you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 13 guys get into the game last night. The Nuggets did. They threw up the white flag.
That was it. We gave up.
Now, the Thunder got 14 guys into the game, and the fewest of them got 8 minutes. Dylan Jones and Ousmane Dieng got 8 minutes each. Their starters, none of them played more than 30 minutes. So just an absolute team effort, ass whipping that they put on the Nuggets. I don't know if that's a sign of what's to come for the rest of this series. I did think maybe there was a little bit of a wake-up call for the Thunder in Game 1, and they got bullied a little bit. Chet got bullied a little bit. He looked a lot better in this game. I've said all season long, the Thunder are on a different level than everybody else. And I think in the game twos with the other teams that we know are really good, the Cavs and the Celtics, what we saw was them collapse. And it's just hard to picture the Thunder collapsing like that. It's hard to picture the Thunder rolling over against this Denver team and dying. I'm not sure where I stand on the Cavs and the Celtics. I certainly don't feel good about them. The Thunder aren't losing to the Nuggets. I write that down right now. Write it on your notebook and pin. The Thunder are not losing to the Nuggets. I can't say the same for the Celtics and the Cavs right now. The Knicks and the Pacers are not good. The Nuggets are better than both those teams, but they could easily lose to the Pacers and the Knicks, respectively. The Thunder are not losing to the Denver Nuggets. They might lose another game along the way. They are not losing this series. They are just too good, too talented, and too deep, quite frankly. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Rob and I talked about it yesterday. I thought that if this game was going to be a Shai game, his points were set at 31.5. And I was starting to get a little bit worried about my bet there, because when you start to roll on a team like that, it makes sense to sit the star player out. And Shai only played 30 minutes, but he got 34 points because he was 11 of 13 from the field, only missed 2 shots all night, 11 of 11 from the free throw line. He did all the things that Jason Tatum couldn't do, and he ends up with 34 points. He was plus 51 when he was on the floor. The Thunder were when Shai was on the floor, the Thunder were 51 points better than the Nuggets. That is wild. I want to hear some sound from both of these games and get kind of an idea of how the players are feeling, how the coaches are feeling. But I can't imagine. I mean, I guess if you're the Nuggets and you lose by 43 points, you got to feel better about that than the way the Celtics feel right now, losing by 1. Yeah. I mean, first of all,
especially when you're up by that much.
Yeah, that's the thing. At least the Nuggets knew early on, hey, this ain't our night. The Celtics thought all damn day they were winning this game. I mean, and this is the second time in a row, the second game in a row watching the Celtics-Knicks that I was like, it never felt like they were going to lose until then they lost. And they went, I mean, it had to be 6 minutes, 6.5, maybe 7, 8, I don't know how many, it was a long time without making a field goal because they were just out there chucking. And the one field goal that they did make, like I said, I'm pretty sure they just let Jason Tatum go to the basket and dunk.
They contested or
I really did feel that way.
Yeah, we'll hook you up. Yeah, we feel bad.
So even though the Nuggets got smashed, I'd still rather be the Nuggets last night than the Celtics, who were supposed to win and just crap their pants. Because there's for the Nuggets at least, no one's going to say, well, what happened? You can just say, well, I mean, we played the best team in the world, and they played one of their better games. Quite frankly, when the Thunder play like that, no one is beating them. The Thunder don't always play like that, but when they do, nobody's going to beat that team. Whereas the Celtics, to me, it's so much more about what we did. It's not, oh man, the Knicks they did everything right. For the Celtics, Joe Mazzulla is going to have to sit there and say, we did everything wrong late in this game, just like we did everything wrong late in game 1. And the Nuggets can at least say, well, the other team did everything right. Because I don't think that even if the Nuggets had brought their A game, if the Nuggets played their best game, they're losing to that version of the Thunder. The Celtics, all they had to do was not crap their pants, and they couldn't they couldn't. It was just like, all right, it's like you leave your dog and you say, all right, man, you've been a good boy all day. When I get back, we're gonna go. I'm gonna feed you a steak, and we're gonna go to the dog park, and it's gonna be a great day. We're gonna go on a long walk. You can chase birds, do what you want to do. All you got to do is not climb on the coffee table and take a dump, and it's gonna be a great day. And then you leave for 10 minutes, and then you come back, and there is a steaming pile on the coffee table.
Yeah.
And you say the one thing you couldn't do, you did. The one thing. And you did it. That is what the Celtics did last night. Like it had to be a perfect storm. They had to literally climb up on the coffee table and take a dump, and they absolutely did it. So
And what was the lines before the game and after, or what
they were 10. They both teams were 10.5-point favorites.
Okay.
The Thunder were 10.5-point favorites. The Celtics were 10.5-point favorites.
All right.
And think about it, the Celtics were winning by 20 points. Imagine you bet on the Celtics last night.
And you're all happy, bragging to your friends, right? And then...
Hey, both what I started doing since the game ones. Okay. It worked. It worked in game 2 of the Cavs game. It worked in the Celtics game, and it worked in the Thunder game. I've been betting first half. Bet the favorites in the first half, and then if they crap their pants, if they climb on the coffee table and take a dump in the second half, not my problem. Yeah. That's somebody else's problem. I got my money collected already, baby. Mine's back in my pocket.
On my way home.
Yep. So yeah, I think because I said. And I think all 3 of these teams did do that. I said, these teams, the Cavs, the Celtics, and the Thunder, are going to be pissed off, embarrassed at what happened in game 1. And they're going to come out angry. And I said, now, I don't trust anybody to hold a lead in these playoffs because clearly it's very difficult to hold a lead. So I'm just going to play first half. And all 3 of them, first half leads. And then the 2 Eastern Conference teams squandered them, whereas the Thunder just said, yeah, we're going to keep kicking your ass in the second half too, but that's probably what I'll look to in game 3 of the Cavs and Pacers. I'll probably look at the Cavs again in the first half. I'll probably look at the Celtics in the first half because I expect them to come out angry and make a statement. Mm-hmm. And if anything, maybe
blow it.
Maybe the Celtics for the first time make an adjustment, and they say, if our shot ain't falling, we're going to have to try to do something else. And that's, to me, that's one of the bigger differences between this Celtics team and some of the last couple years of Celtics teams is this one just doesn't seem willing to adjust, doesn't seem to be willing to go inside when they need to. All right, when we come back, we'll hear some sound from some of these teams. We'll also hear some sound on the Cowboys a little later today as well. Plenty to discuss. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTFM Floresville, your home for the Super Bowl. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Listen, Mom loves anything you give her for Mother's Day, but what she really wants is a call or a visit. Anything to feel close to you. And a digital picture frame from Aura will go a long way to making her feel closer to you. Help Mom miss you less by putting the power of technology to work. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides this past year. I absolutely love it. There's no doubt in my mind my wife Janet is getting one of these things. She loves pictures so much, I know she is going to love this product. So the next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new pic of you from that trip that you were telling her all about right from your phone. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on this perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
How's your financial situation?
I've been working at Quiznos.
Really?
Really?
Are they open still?
No. Really good sandwich, baby.
Yeah, they were when they were open.
Hey!
Being in a musical with you, man. Every word is a song.
Yeah. Schlotzky's is a bunch of bitches.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
An 18-wheeler fire has been extinguished, but the right lane remains blocked off for cleanup on I-10 westbound after La Cantera Parkway, causing delays to start from Loop 1604. A stalled vehicle on Loop 410 northbound at South WW White has moved from the main lanes over to the right shoulder, so just watch out for some activity on the shoulder as you drive by. We're also seeing some slow traffic on Highway 90 eastbound between Highway 211 and Loop 410, adding about 15 minutes to the morning drive. But currently no delays on Highway 90 eastbound going from Highway 151 over to I-10, under 5 minutes to make that change. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys have solved their wide receiver 2 issue by trading for Steelers wide receiver George Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick. In return, sending a 3rd-round pick next year and a 2027 5th-round pick to the Steelers in exchange. The Celtics blew their second straight 20-point lead in the series and have now fallen into an 0-2 hole against the Knicks, with the series heading back to New York. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Hope you guys are feeling it.
Yeah.
On a Thursday, small Friday, baby. I'll do some more rock and roll DJ later on in the program.
Yeah, I'll find a good song.
I'll hit the post.
And I gotta move my son out tomorrow. I gotta be moving, man.
Yeah, you're out. You're off work tomorrow. You're taking a vacation day.
We're gonna start early, around 7-ish.
To move.
He's just moving from one apartment to another, a bigger one.
In the same complex?
In the same complex, yeah.
Huh.
You wouldn't believe.
He's become very wealthy.
Kind of, yeah. Well, him and
You've
his...
become very wealthy. Under my administration, I see you've developed great wealth.
If you're paying $1,600 a month for an apartment, a 2-bed, mind you, it's nice. It's new, brand new. It looks has a pool in the area, a rec area. I don't see myself paying that much for that.
Where's he, what part of town?
1604 over by Lookout Road.
Okay.
1604 and 35.
Okay.
So that new apartment complex. But yeah, we're just moving in from a 1-bedroom to a 2. Not too far.
Now,
all first floor.
That's what I was gonna ask. That's good news.
Yeah, if it was 2nd floor or 3rd, then I would have been like, nah, just hire somebody.
So he's become wealthy enough to afford a 2-bedroom apartment, but not wealthy enough to hire movers.
No, it's a fine line.
Because you are,
because he now has a car payment as well. So
you are not in good health.
No. I could probably help move the pillows. That's about it.
Right.
And drive the vehicle from one part of the lot to the other. But him and his friends are going to do the sofa. And,
they'll do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, he's got of all things, he's got a California king bed, which is huge.
Is your son very tall?
He's a little bit taller than me, yeah. He's about 6'1".
Okay. He doesn't need a California king bed.
Well, the girl's parents bought it for him. So
the girl?
Yeah, his girlfriend.
Oh.
They're not married yet.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So they
so they're wealthy.
they bought a bed.
Yeah.
Think about that. They bought a bed for their daughter to get banged in.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that for your daughter?
Actually, I bought a bed for her, but not for. There was no boy
What
involved.
did you say?
yet.
Hey, this is a bed. This is a bed for you and your man
No.
to lay on and make love.
Well, her and her woman actually.
Oh,
remember that?
Oh yeah, she's made the change.
Yeah, she made the change.
Is she still full blown on that team, or is it okay? You think there's any chance she goes back?
I don't think she's going to go back. Yeah, she's happier this side or
really?
the other side. Yeah,
good for her. Good for her.
Yeah, whatever makes her happy, I'm okay with.
I could never be a lesbian because I'm not a girl.
Right.
But I do have some of their same beliefs, I must say.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah,
have some
I'm
of
all
the-
for it.
Yeah, there's some things about it. And but she's already got kids, so
Yeah, she went that route and didn't work out, and she found out that women make me happier, and there you have it.
I could see that. Yeah, men are terrible. We're horrible people.
We're dogs. We're idiots.
But also, like
not everybody, but yeah.
No, pretty much.
Yeah, 99% of us.
Pretty much. Yeah, none of us are great. Plus, we're smelly. We leave the toilet seat. There's lots of problems. With
taking
us.
Going to the restroom at 2, 3 in the morning, stinking up the whole house.
It's so funny. Like I've been living by myself for a little while, and I do things now by myself,
right?
That I never did before when when I'm living with my wife, and I'll be so proud of myself, and then I'll sit down and go, no, dude, that's just normal. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like the other day, I cleaned my bathroom. I used the spray on the on the tub and the sink and the toilet.
Did you get behind the toilet?
And I scrubbed with that little brush, and I Windexed the mirror.
Did you have those yellow gloves on?
No, I think that's all for show. I don't think. But I did all that, and I was like, man, look at me. I just cleaned the bathroom. Like, how independent am I?
Man.
And then I'm like, wait a minute. I think everybody does that. It's just
you're supposed to do that.
I've just been spoiled for so long to have someone do it for me. But that's that's a man mentality. Like, look at what I've done. I cleaned the toilet all by myself.
I clean the house like that every Saturday.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Like
what?
100%, hands and knees, gloves on, cleaning both bathrooms.
Really?
Yeah, mopping all the floors, the kitchen, everything. Because we got the animals in there, and we gotta.
Is your wife? She doesn't help?
She doesn't do anything.
What?
Yeah, I do the yard, the laundry, the house. She'll cook.
What does she do?
Just cook, basically.
And that
and once in a while, I have her fold the clothes that are out of the dryer because I don't like folding them.
And you're good with that. You're good with that setup, huh?
I don't mind. It's one of those, if you want it done right, do it yourself. Because whenever my daughter washes dishes or she does, sometimes they're just still dirty and I have to put them back in the sink. And
you must get sex all the time.
Oh yeah, remember I get it at 3 a.m. sometimes, and that's why.
Yeah, that is
I wake her up before I come to work, and
women, you're hardly allowed to say no when the man does all the chores.
Yeah, you know how it. Yeah, that's how it is.
Roberto says he's a lesbian because he drives a Subaru. Well, my mother-in-law drives a Subaru, and there's two kinds of Subaru drivers. There's people from the Pacific Northwest, which my mother-in-law is, and then there's lesbians. Like that. That is kind of that's the two categories of Subaru drivers. You're either from Oregon, Washington, or you're a lesbian. Now, granted, I think there's a high percentage of the nation's lesbians live in Oregon and Washington, so I think there is some crossover. But yeah, that is pretty much it's part of the when you buy a Subaru, you have to sign a contract that you are at least one of those two things. So, Roberto, good to know that you are a lesbian because I guess I'm assuming you're from Texas.
And men don't wear gloves. Like,
do you wear gloves when you clean?
I have to because I don't want to get bleach on them.
Well, why?
And then it soaks through, and then I use that mad acid to clean the toilets. And
when you do the lawn work, do you wear gloves and like eye protection?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't ever do that.
Well, yeah.
I'm so dumb.
No, about a few years ago, I had a very close call with running over a stick with a lawnmower, and it just shot to my forehead. And I mean, that was scary. And I was like, how did this happen? Like, everything's going the other way. But no, you never know.
Man.
Yeah.
I
wear those Milwaukee glasses, I think.
I'm going to have to, because I'll have a lawn again, and the whole time I've been in Vegas, I haven't had a lawn. I've got.
Oh, you just have rocks?
I've got rocks, and I've got.
It's illegal to water over there? Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got turf. In my backyard, there's some turf, and most of my backyard is taken up by the pool, like the pool like the surround
and
of the pool.
You have turf around the pool, right? Yeah.
Well, there's like a turf patch, but there's like there's the blocks all around the pool that like the pool pad or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the front yard, it's a bunch of rocks and like trees and shrubs and stuff like that. And basically all I have to do is about every 2 or 3 months go out there with the blower and blow the leaves out of my rocks. And about once a year, I have to call. I say I have to call. I could do it myself, but I'm a lazy white man. I call someone to come and like trim the trees and do all that stuff.
See, I do all that myself.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that. I feel like once you I feel, but you know what? This is the difference between us, Vic.
What?
Every year, you know what you get that I don't? A tax return.
Yeah, I do.
You know what?
I get one every year.
I feel like once I get to a certain tax bracket, I'm not doing my own lawn anymore. I'm not doing it. Now, like Rob's dad's in a whole different tax bracket than I am, and not only does he wants to go out and mow the lawn, and he wants to
he wants to be active.
do his roses and stuff like that.
I get that.
I ain't doing all that, Bubba. I'm trying to watch football while somebody mows my grass.
I do it to stay active, man. To stay mobile instead of. I just have to. I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to. I'm about to have a yard again, so I'll see what's what.
Oh, yeah. Then you're going to buy all the equipment and have it ready.
And what am I going to do?
And then you're in an HOA.
Yeah.
Then you have to maintain it now.
Yeah. What am I going to do? I don't know.
So if I go over and help, are they going to let me in?
There is a gate.
Okay. Does it have a code and stuff like that?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'll have to.
They're not going to question me. How did you get the code?
No, I don't think. I'm here for Mr. Hoffman.
Yeah, I'm here for Mr. Hoffman. I'm going to do the yard, por favor. Déjame entrar. Gracias.
No, I think they see if you're pulling that trailer.
Yeah.
They just.
I told you that one time I'm mowing my grass I live at a corner house. And I had my backpack blower on. I had my sombrero and doing that. And some guy pulled on the side of me and said, "Hey, how much do you charge?" I'm like, "This is my house. Nobody hired me. And the guy felt bad. "Oh, I'm sorry, but good job. It looks good." And I'm like, "Thank you."
You should have told them. You should have.
200, 200.
Name your number. Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have quit this job.
Yeah,
right?
that guy turned red immediately.
Was it a white? It was a white man.
Yeah.
Oh. God, we're all the same, aren't we? We're all so predictable.
Yeah.
Hey, friend. I see you got a lawnmower and a big hat and a blower. What do you charge? You want to hop in? I'll give you a ride over to my place. Mow up my grass. Friend, this is my home. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, that is funny.
Telling you, man. I did look the part, though. Yeah.
Robert says I have to wear a mask because I'm allergic to oak and Bermuda grass, and I have both. One of my new issues since I had long-term COVID. Ugh.
Oh, no way.
Oh.
Yeah, luckily I don't wear a mask anymore. I used to. But
when you mowed, you wore a mask?
Yeah, because there's a lot of dust. And
in your grass?
Well, the thing is, when you don't have a lot of rain, when you mow over the patches or something, it just throws dust everywhere. So
do you have a sprinkler system?
Not a system. It's
me. You stand out there like Hank Hill?
Yeah. I just stand out there, watering the grass, with my Coke Zero, and,
Yep. Oh, that's
on my
funny.
watering day. Here we have watering days. So
Joey said, hey, Joey from Beaumont, listening this morning from Port Arthur, Texas. Come on, Joey.
All right.
Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. All right. Hey, when we come back, I'm going to play some of this sound from Joe Mazzulla talking about how the Celtics blew this game. I noticed that I've got sound from Joe Mazzulla and Jaylen Brown. Maybe Edwin can tell me, but I don't see any sound here from Jason Tatum. Did he talk after the game last night, or did he go and hide in his locker and cry?
I think he did.
Seems like that would have been the move. All right, we'll talk about that next. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
They get dressed up for work.
Well, I knew we had some special guests.
Special?
Yeah, they're special,
Yeah.
both of them, right?
The people from Ken's said, hey, can we come do an interview with you? Vinny Bencetta, Jason Eggleston in studio with us.
Well, Vinny, thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate that.
See you guys.
I'm your first. I feel special.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star / rock station coming to you live on a Thursday. Hit you up here with the mighty Met. You might know them as Metallica. Always right up here in your earphones. 94.1. Woo! That one's good for it because instead of hitting the hey, 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 you know there's that one beat pause.
Right.
That's the post there. That one's awesome.
Yep.
That's a good post-hitting song.
Yeah. You let it play. Woo!
Ah, yes. Morning, everybody. Pain and suffering. That's all the Celtics know right now. And
so Tatum did he get interviewed?
I didn't. Did you ask Edwin when he was in there?
No, I forgot. Hold on. I think he did just disappear.
Benny says Metallica died in the mid-'90s. I don't believe that. I think that if you're like one of these dudes who thinks a band can only sound one way, then you might think that. But that's like my mother-in-law likes the Beatles until they got on the drugs.
Oh.
And it's like, well, they were different. It wasn't like they went from I Want to Hold Your Hand to Revolution, but like it didn't mean that they weren't still badass. Metallica had some duds, don't get me wrong, after the mid-'90s, but there's some good stuff too. And I'm going to go Metallica still rocking out while they're, what are they, in their 60s?
Yeah. They're getting Social Security
old
by now.
balls and loose skin. I give them credit, man.
Though,
I give them credit.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear from Joe Mazzulla on well, first let's hear from him on how do you respond after blowing the first two games the way that they did?
Yeah, I mean, you just take a look at it, figure out where you have to be better, and put a full 48 minutes together. So I have an understanding that it's going to be difficult, but that's why we do what we do, and figure out where we have to get better and do that.
Now I wonder if that is doable. I wonder if, I mean, because he's saying we've got to see what we can do better, learn from our. Okay, are you actually going to learn, though? Are they actually going to change what they are? Because I really do think this identity that they've had all year where they chuck 53s a game is biting them in the ass right now. It's got them down 2-0 and now heading on the road. Are they willing to change it up? Because they haven't been willing to change it up in game so far. They've not been willing to make a simple, mid-game adjustment yet. They asked him about the last 5 minutes of the game when things just really started to unravel.
Yeah, they made every play, and like I said, even throughout the end of the fourth quarter, I thought we generated some good looks, and then I thought we had some live ball turnovers, and they took advantage of it. So they made the necessary plays to win. We put ourselves in position to do that, and we just didn't make the plays. Yeah,
you just didn't make the plays. And I don't know that you put yourself in position to do that. I don't know. It just feels like this is what the Celtics are. They do things one way, and if it works, cool, it can work. But otherwise, it's just there's a chance that they're going to be embarrassed. Finally, they asked Joe Mazzulla a good question. Why didn't you call timeout before the last possession? Like, why after the Knicks went up, the Knicks hit their free throws, they went up 1 point, and you had a chance to talk to your team, settle them down, say, hey, we can still win this game, and if we win this game, no one will ever remember that we blew a 20-point lead. And that's really the kind of the truth. Think about that. If the Celtics had blown that 20-point lead and they hit the shot at the end of the game and they win 92-91, we're not talking about the gigantic lead that we might talk about it, but it's certainly not the headline of the day, Celtics blow 20-point lead, because when you blow a 20-point lead but you still win the game, people forget about the 20-point lead. It doesn't really matter. You say, we did the job. We won the game. Who cares? Now it's like you crapped all over yourself. How do we fix that? But they did ask Joe Mazzulla, why not call a timeout and talk it out before that last possession?
I had one left, got a good look on the exact same play 20 seconds earlier, tried to execute the exact same thing. They did a better job of their lower pickup point, and we weren't able to get the advantage that we had on the last Tatum dunk. So good full court setting. They subbed out Towns, weren't able to sub out Brunson, had action there, and we just didn't execute.
And then but how much is the time consideration a factor there with giving yourself a couple cracks at it? If you advance the ball there potentially.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So you don't know that at the point of JT was driving left. Thought he had a good look, saw it at an angle, didn't shoot it, and ran out of time.
I like when a reporter tells the coach, yeah, but like, what about being able to advance the ball and having more time? And he's like, yeah, you're right. But yeah. Yeah. He thought he had it. Yeah. Dude, I guess it's funny because I'm sitting here making fun of him for saying these things, but what can you say when you blow it like that? I don't know what I would expect Joe Mazzulla to be saying here.
Can't explain that.
No. And then
they talked to Jaylen Brown about actually, before we get to Jaylen Brown, talking about the Knicks coming back, the other thing that he mentioned there was we got the action on that Tatum on the play before where we had Tatum drive and get the dunk. I still go back to, I think the Knicks let that happen. I really do.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were like, that an NBA head coach, it's like it's some sort of a Madden game where, when little kids play Madden, and I learned this about my son. My son, when
the older one,
the older one. But it was when he was younger. He was about probably 12 or 13 years old, and he wanted to play me at Madden. He'd been playing with his buddies, and he thought he'd gotten real good. And for those who don't know, there was a point in my life where I was really, really good at Madden. Like in my 20s, I was like, when they were doing national champions,
tournament good.
Yeah, I was doing like these big time. Like I was one Madden win away from playing in the tournament that they did at Times Square.
What?
Yeah. So I lost in my tri-state final. I lost in the last game.
And you call me a dork for being Star Wars?
Yeah. So I was really good at Madden at one point, and my son knows that, and he started to practice, and he got what he thought was really good.
Okay.
And what I learned is when little kids play Madden, they learn about 4 plays, and they have about 4 plays that they try and do over and over again, and they think that if they just pick one of those 4 plays, I'll never be able to guess 1 and 4 what it is, and not knowing that you like once I figure out what his 4 plays are, I'm going to see his formations. I'm going to know exactly what he's doing.
Okay.
The idea that an NBA head coach was like, yeah, we thought we would just run the exact same play that we just ran. We went 5 minutes without scoring, and I thought, you know what? We just scored. Let's do that exact same play again.
That we scored on,
Yeah, they'll never see that coming. Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. All right, here's Jaylen Brown on having some of these cold stretches that let the Knicks get back in the game.
I'm not sure. We've gotten to great starts. We guarded. We played physical with energy today. To start the fourth quarter, I thought we got like 4 or 5 great looks in a row that didn't go in, and maybe that affected us. What's done is done. Now we got an opportunity to see what we made of, and come out and try to make something happen game 3.
And maybe it's not fair, and this could be a personal thing because I don't think the Knicks are very good. Because I'm hearing, like, I see guys like, Stephen A. Smith, and I see Greenberg. These are all Knicks fans. They're, and they're like, oh, what an incredible performance by the Knicks. They never quit fighting. And in my mind, it's just like, oh, the Celtics blew this because they're losers. That was pathetic. How do you lose to this Knicks team? Like, you really have to screw things up to give that game away. And maybe I'm not giving enough credit to the Knicks. Here's what Jalen Brunson had to say about how his team played down the stretch.
It's a focus that I need to have at that moment. You can't really worry about what happened previously in the game. It's all about just focusing, having a clear mind, and just trying to win the game. That's just my mindset. And I wouldn't be that way without my teammates.
He's been really good, man. I'm not one of these guys who thinks like he's great. But right now he is certainly the heartbeat of that team. And as long as they're winning, you got to give the guy a little credit. It's working. I want to hear some sound from the Nuggets game, which we will. We'll hear from Jokic. We'll hear from the two coaches, Adelman and Dagnall. We'll hear from SGA as well. So still plenty more sound to go. But I do find it troubling that both Joe Mazzulla and Jaylen Brown are talking about, we had the open looks, we just didn't make them. We got everything we wanted, we just didn't execute. Instead of saying, at some point we probably should have changed up what our philosophy was, and we should have attacked the basket. We should have gotten some easy buckets. When you go 5 minutes, I don't even know what the final drought ended up being. It might have been 6 minutes. You go 6 minutes without a field goal. At some point, You just got to drive in and get a layup. Just do anything. Go and try and dunk and get foul. Anything besides keep shooting threes that aren't going in. You have to. And the Celtics never, ever changed from that mindset. And what they're saying in the postgame press conference is troubling because it doesn't sound like they feel like they did anything wrong. They are, and again, I badmouth the Spurs about this because the Spurs are a bad three-point shooting team and still shoot a lot of threes. I think if you're a bad three-point shooting team, the worst thing you can do is be a volume three-point shooting team. The Celtics are at least generally a good three-point shooting team. So you like to think that eventually it comes back to the mean, like their shooting catches up. But again, in a game-to-game situation, you got to realize there's some days you just don't have it. You ain't got your heater, so you got to go to something else. You got to throw a change up, and the Celtics have been either unwilling or unable to change things up. Game 3 now will transition to the Madison Square Garden, and that'll be on Saturday. An early start. It's like a 2:30 game here Central Time. So they now get 2 days off to figure things out, lick their wounds. The Knicks are 5.5-point dogs at home to the Celtics. The series, which was, I want to say, minus 1,100 to start, is now minus 110 both ways. It's a coin flip on who's going to win.
I saw that earlier.
I still think that the Celtics will win the series, but they really do have to make an adjustment. And I would feel a lot better about saying that if anybody in their organization was talking about making such an adjustment. Instead, they're just talking about the execution of the same crappy game plan. Tony says MSG is about to be a madhouse. Yeah, I would imagine it's going to be. There's going to be some excited fans there. Look at Stephen A. Oh,
I know.
Man, he's so excited. He's so excited.
I heard his rant yesterday about the Cowboys too. Just thinking.
What?
The way he said it, he goes, "It'll be all good in September. It'll look like they're going somewhere, and then by Christmas, January, it'll just fall apart again." And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, he could be right, but you never know. But like, I'm a Cowboys fan, so this year is our year.
Yeah,
every year is.
Although I will
year.
say, he said what I heard from him yesterday was talking about the Steelers GM giving away George Pickens.
Yeah,
I think he didn't like it. He didn't like it that they traded away, they gave the Cowboys something good.
Yeah, he didn't want that for them.
Yeah,
he just has that passion that he just hates.
Well, he hates the Cowboys,
yeah.
But that's all right. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but it is what it is. Stephen A. Smith, he's an active Cowboy hater.
Yeah.
Cowboys, I don't hate the Cowboys.
The Cowboy hater.
He is. Yeah. He hates the Cowboys the way I hate, like, I don't know, the Chiefs or the Patriots.
Yeah. Or Aaron Rodgers.
I don't understand how everybody doesn't hate Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
Like if Aaron Rodgers
needs to go away, right? Just retire, do something else.
I always think about
TV commercials.
I always ask, like, who could possibly cheer for Aaron Rodgers?
Who's wearing his jersey?
Who buys an Aaron Rodgers jersey? And I get that, like, Packer fan, okay, he was your quarterback for a long time, even if he is a weirdo, like, dirtbag.
Yeah.
He won you a Super Bowl. He kept your franchise relevant. Okay, you're rocking his jersey. Anybody else, how are you a fan? Because even when he was with the Jets, he stunk. Like, nobody's cheering for that. Wherever he goes next, he'll probably stink. Why are you going to cheer for this man? I will never understand anyone who says, "Oh, I'm a big Aaron Rodgers guy." I think Aaron Rodgers is he's probably my favorite player. Imagine Aaron Rodgers being your favorite player. Like, the most unlikable character in the NFL, that's your favorite player, huh? The guy you like, that's the guy you cheer for the hardest, huh? Okay. All right, man. I guess that's interesting. That's one way to go, but not the way I would go. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll pick up some sound on the Nuggets Thunder series, and we'll start to look ahead to the games tonight. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
All lanes are back open on I-10 westbound after La Cantera Parkway after an earlier 18-wheeler fire was cleared. Looking onto Highway 90 westbound between Nogalitos and General Hudnell for a stalled vehicle blocking off the right lanes, causing some stop-and-go traffic starting from I-35, but good news, the wrecker is on scene, so it could be clearing pretty soon. Looking at the drive on Highway 90 eastbound, about a 20 to 25-minute out of your drive through some congestion between Highway 211 and Loop 410. And looking at the drive on Highway 281 going southbound, we're currently traffic-free, making that drive from Loop 1604 over to Wurzbach Parkway. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I took my stepdad's Bronco 2 to the beach in Nantucket, and I hooked up with this, get this.
Yes?
Danish nanny.
Of course.
So you do have a type?
Yes.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here with my good friends from Prize Picks. I'm just one of millions of members of Prize Picks that play daily fantasy sports every day, and things just keep getting better. How about 2,000x on your cash today? That's right, cash in on the basketball playoffs with Prize Picks. Don't miss your best chance to add your favorite players from the court on Prize Picks lineup. And whether it's points, rebounds, assists, and whatever else, take your pick more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000x your cash today. Turn up your playoff hot takes into tickets on basketball and championship winnings every day. And there's stuff going on all week. Every Tuesday, Prize Picks will discount several projections on the board. They take up to 15 to 25% off savings and fun. And then there's Big Flex Friday. Those picks that don't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds up to your limit as soon as the lineup settles. Hey, there's money back. That's why I love Prize Picks. 2,000 times your money and some free ones. Download Prize Picks. Use the code Alamo for 50 free bucks. That's Prize Picks. Go run your game.
Something amazing is happening at work. Innovative tools are helping people do better work.
That's because CDW configuration specialists are multiplying productivity with Microsoft Windows 11 Pro Surface devices. Built-in security, flexibility, and simplified management streamline tasks so your team can get more done. Microsoft and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/surface.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Joey McGuire, will join us at 2:30.
We'll get his thoughts on the current state of college football, NIL, and what needs to be done to get some guardrails.
And we'll talk some NFL football with the General, John McClain. He joins us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Snoop Dogg! La-di-da-di-da. You know I'm mobbing with the D-R-E. Yeah. You know who's back up in this mother shucker? Blaze it up. Sup, Snoop? That was where you're supposed to come in, Vic.
Yeah, sorry. No.
You should be turning it up. Yeah. I showed somebody my my dance move theory that when I dance like this, and I look like the gopher from Caddyshack, it looks so bad. But then when I dance like this, I do the same thing but with my fist closed.
It looks better.
It looks better. Now watch this.
Oh,
or
like there you
even
go,
if you
like
do that,
just do that. Yeah, do that.
it looks so much better than why is this so bad? But this is so much better.
Dun, dun.
Dr. Dre, little buster. CPT. Fleetwood. Moving on Dubs. Whoop-de-whoop. Oh, you thought I was going to do it? Come on. In the lack. Sipping on yak. What hood? Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood. All right. Enough, Vic. Enough.
All right. You tired now?
It's California Buzz. Got your boy a gang of buzz. The Oklahoma City Thunder, still favorites to win the NBA title at plus 150. I was surprised to see the Boston Celtics are still plus 190 at this point,
right?
Even though they are now in a damn rock fight to even
just win a game.
Yeah. But listen, I preach this all the time. Do not make rash changes based on one result. And the Cavs have lost 2 games in a row over the course of this year. The Celtics have lost 2 games in a row on the course of this year. Those things happen over the course of a year. It just feels like a panic to say like, oh, the Celtics suck now or the Cavs suck now. But again, if the Celtics don't change what they're doing, it's hard to believe that they're going to make something new happen when you keep banging your head into the wall the same thing. Nikola Jokic, they asked him about the loss in Game 2. I can't imagine Nikola Jokic, who I hate to question how much a guy cares, because I don't think you can be as good as he is at your job if you don't care. But I don't think he lives and breathes it. And there are guys who are really good at their job that it's not their favorite thing in the world to do. Ricky Williams is one of the guys that I always think about. Ricky Williams was one of the, if not the best college football running back in one of the best of all time, quite frankly.
Right.
Yeah. And I remember getting to talk to him when he was going through the drama of getting kicked out of the NFL for smoking weed, and we started talking about what he loves, and I was like, how many things would you if I said make a list of the things that you love the most. Mm-hmm. How long is your list before you get to football?
Oh,
and he rang off like 9 or 10 things.
He likes classical music.
Like if you, and I mean, don't get me wrong. There is like a level of talent that it takes to like only kind of care and still be really good. This pisses off my older son. My older son who lived and breathed baseball almost his whole life.
Okay.
After practice, he'd want to go to the cage and work extra. Just a grinder. Always wanting to get better at it. My younger son just shows up, doesn't really care, hits tanks, and then my older son is like...
That more of your wife in him?
My older son's like, what the hell is this? He does everything wrong. How's he doing this? This isn't fair. Because he's like, all I do is work, and he's getting these great results without putting in any work. This doesn't seem right.
Yeah, okay.
So there is like a certain level of natural gift that like I could wake up tomorrow and say, I'm going to try to be the best basketball player in the world. And I could spend, 18 hours a day working on my craft and never be half as good as Nikola Jokic, obviously.
And still miss all the threes.
Right. But there is something to the guys who are so great and don't really care about it. And Jokic seems like one of those. I can't imagine being Jokic after a game that you lose by like 50 points and then sitting at the press conference and saying like, how'd you feel about that loss?
Oh yeah, we didn't basically it was one team playing tonight. Even the turnovers, misses, they were aggressive, they were going by us, they were rebounding the ball, they were just better, they were much better than us today, and that's the score. That's why the score is so bad.
Well, Joker, how do you feel about getting your ass kicked? Oh, we didn't play. They played.
Yeah, they played much
They
better.
did everything right.
Yeah.
We weren't very good. That's why the score was so bad. But they did ask Joker about how do you move on, or do you just turn the page, you pretend it didn't happen?
I think we should not forget about it. I think we should learn from it and be much better. And where we made the mistakes, we were not being aggressive. We were what we did in the first game, what we did not in the second game. So, so just we need to learn from it.
Just learn from it, baby.
I don't just.
Don't make fun. It's his second language, Vic.
I can't understand it.
English isn't his first language.
I was really concentrating on what he was saying.
Yeah. Then they asked the head coach of the Nuggets about his thoughts on the game.
Yeah, but we got punked, and we didn't play well enough, and they came out with the right intensity, and we didn't. And, this is a team that does that. I mean, there's a reason why they have historic plus-minus numbers throughout this season is they put people away. So you got to have a much better start than that. We can't come out like that kind of mentality. I'm not sitting here tonight talking about the 1-1 thing. Not tonight. We're not going to flush that. We've got to be better. We know that. That being said, it's nice to know that you got to win underneath your belt, but that's not what this is right now in the present.
David Adelman, the Nuggets head coach, talking about getting punked. They did ask – it is funny. But they did ask him about the idea of sitting starters once the game got out of hand.
I did not, no. I felt like those guys wanted to go back out there and play. I felt like they needed to find the rhythm of physicality. I think that they thought we were trying to junk up the game, which we weren't. We were just trying to play much harder than we did in the first half. And obviously when he fouled out, got mauled out with about a minute left. They got to sit the whole quarter. They'll get to sit tomorrow, all day Friday, and get ready for Friday night. So, no, I was not just going to sit the guys at halftime. Like, that's not what we're doing here. We're going to try to get better and play, feel what it was out there. It's a tough loss, but it's one.
They do have 2 games or 2 days to chill out, but yeah, I would have at some point waved a white flag because everybody says like, oh, that never crossed our mind, and it's always real easy to say that until somebody gets hurt or something like that in a game that was a 50-point game, and no one cares. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who, by the way, I made a bet yesterday. I will recommend this to just about anybody. The Thunder are like plus 150 to win the NBA Finals right now.
Okay.
So you bet $100, you win 150.
Okay.
I bet yesterday Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to be the Finals MVP at plus 190.
How much did you bet?
Enough.
All right.
My point is, I don't think, and if you don't think the Thunder are going to win the title, it doesn't make sense. I do think the Thunder are going to win the title. But think about it. What world is there where the Thunder win the title and Shai isn't the MVP? Like, that team is just so attached to him offensively specifically. Like, he is their driver. I can't imagine that they win an NBA Finals and he's not the MVP. So I just think it's just a great value play. Because if it's not him, who's it going to be? I can't picture it. So I do think there's some value on that. They talked to Shai, though, about the urgency to come out and get this win in Game 2.
We knew what was at stake tonight. We came out desperate. We wanted to just take care and control the things that we knew we could, and we did a pretty good job of that, specifically to start the game. That start carried us through the rest of the night.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the Thunder last night, and I don't know how you can't be. I mean, obviously, the most 87 points in the first half. 87 points, broke the record. The prior record was 86.
Okay.
And they got 87 up in the first half of basketball. And they also outplayed the Nuggets in the second half too. It was never in doubt, never in question. This was a domination, which made me feel like, and maybe I'm wrong here, I could still certainly be wrong, it made me feel like Game 1 was kind of a fluke. Whereas with the Cavs and the Celtics now, it's hard to say it's a fluke because it's been the same result twice, back to back, and both those games at home. Losing both those games at home is alarming. But with the Thunder going out and making that statement, it makes me feel like, yeah, that wasn't real. Game 1 wasn't real. Like, nice job, and the Nuggets they're not trash, but they're just not on the level. And the truth is, the Nuggets have one really, really good player. And the Thunder are going to find a way to limit that one really good player. And that's what led to a 43-point win, because they're like, okay, I dare you. Someone else beat us. Game 1, someone else was able to beat them. I don't think it happens 4 times in this series. I cannot picture a world where the Thunder lose to the Nuggets. Jokic speaks 4 languages. I have no problems with his English. Yeah, hating-ass Vic.
I just couldn't understand
4 languages. How many do you speak?
2.
More. I mean, that's more than I speak 3, but Jokic with that 4th language, very impressive.
Yeah, that's good. I just couldn't understand. I can't understand.
I only speak enough. Spanish to order.
Okay.
But
not to get around in Mexico. Or
no, I probably
around.
won't get around. But I do speak Belarusian, and I don't break it out very often,
okay.
But I do know how to if I need to.
Okay.
If I'm ever lost in Belarus,
yeah, you're good.
I'm good. I'll just
good to know.
Yeah, but I don't like to talk very often. It's not one of the things. I'm not.
You don't like to brag.
I'm not a braggart. Yeah, I don't like to say, "Oh, look how educated I am." My 3 languages.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of roll, man. I kind of roll. And then, see, Claymore, he knows that he said the most laid back, chilling, unassuming superstar. I think he's talking about me.
Yeah,
and I am. I'm laid back, man. I'm
you're
chill.
the most laid back one I've met so far.
I'm unassuming, Claymore. That's what it's all about, baby. That's
nice comment, Claymore.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate you giving that love. Gilbert said if Tim and Pop had a love child, it would be Jokic. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. He does. I don't know. I think those guys
clumsy on the floor sometimes, though.
Again, yeah. I think Pop and Duncan both care about basketball a little more. And I don't know. Duncan did kind of have that too, where I don't think basketball was the most important thing in Tim Duncan's life, and he was still really
and
great
he was still good at it.
I'm so jealous of those guys. I wish that I could just be like naturally great at something that I just could kind of care and still be like one of the best in the world at it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to imagine that life.
People with no practice and they just go out and do it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I just show up at work every day, grinding, and I never get better at it. It's just it's the same old me that I've been there for. He said. Oh, Claymore says he was talking about Jokic. Oh, my bad.
Oh,
well, similar.
Same thing.
A lot of people call me the Nikola Jokic of radio. Yeah. I don't like to brag, but a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, have said that exact thing about me. He's the Nikola Jokic of radio. All right. After the break, we're at about the halfway point of the radio show, for those who keep track of such things. After the break, we're going to get into the Dallas Cowboys again. The news of the day yesterday was George Pickens to the Cowboys. A big move, adding a wide receiver they believe can be an impact guy. I think he can be an impact guy as well. Trading away a third-round pick. Lots of conjecture about that in the news yesterday. Lots of people had thoughts on it, including Jason Garrett. We'll hear from him, including Peter Schrager and Dan Orlovsky. A lot of people speaking out on this trade. And I wanted to get into the comments of Mike Tomlin, which, again, Mike Tomlin, I wonder how to take what Mike Tomlin had to say about George Pickens if you're a Cowboys fan. Are you worried? We'll talk about that next. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
I hope you did wash yourself clean underneath a Kinetico water softened shower. If you did, carry on about your day. You're doing things right. For the rest of those out there that might not have a Kinetico, maybe invested poorly, or maybe don't have one at all, I want you to listen real close. For those of you unaware, Kinetico's been around San Antonio for years. As long as I've been a homeowner, and that's been through 2 centuries, I've had a Kinetico water softener, and I don't see any change ever coming because they have taken care of me and done everything they said they were going to do from the moment we began doing business. Kinetico's made in the United States. They've got the awards to prove the quality of merchandise. That goes without saying. If you talk to your neighbors, they'll talk about the longevity. I've got a warranty on mine I've never actually used. Kinetico is by far the softener you need in this side of the world. Now, some things you need to know. Now's the time to go get involved with Kinetico. Write this number down first, 656-PURE, P-U-R-E. If it's time for a new water softener, call them today. There's money in your old water softener. There's some trade-in value there. They'll pay you for it, up to $400. If you're ready to go ahead and get involved, there are great financing rates going on right now, 0% and all that. If you need some convincing, if you'll call 656-PURE today, Kinetico will come out and put the water softener in your home for 90 days so you see what we're talking about. And if you decide it's not what I said it is, or it's not what you wanted, 90 days they're going to come get it and you'll never spend a penny. But once you decide, and I'm sure you will, there's a little bit extra there. If you go ahead and purchase within the next 90 days, you're going to walk away with one of those reverse osmosis drinking stations up on your sink, one of those things that replaces all the water bottles. Make sure you got ready access to pure, perfect water for the dog bowl, for your coffee cup, wherever it might be, right there on the sink. And that's just a little bit added value. I had to pay for it. You'll get it for free. The number you need is 656-PURE. If you need more details, then I know I would, go to KineticoSA.com for all the deets. But listen close. There's never been a better time to get a Kinetico, the best water softener for your most important investment, your home. Call them today, and I know you'll come on by and thank me later.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy.
In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, stain, tools, flooring, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online from May 8th through May 14th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
The two right lanes are blocked off by an accident on Highway 90 westbound between Nogalitos and General Hudnell. Your stop-and-go speeds behind this accident start from Roland on I-10. Also on I-10, we have a stalled vehicle westbound at Camp Bullis Road blocking off the right lane. A stalled vehicle moved over to the left shoulder on 281 northbound at St. Mary's. Just watch out for some activity over there on the shoulder. And stop-and-go traffic along Highway 90 eastbound, a 25 to 30-minute out-of-your drive between Highway 211 and Loop 410. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys have solved their wide receiver 2 issue by trading for Steelers wide receiver George Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick. In return, sending a 3rd-round pick next year and a 2027 5th-round pick to the Steelers in exchange. The Celtics blew their second straight 20-point lead in the series and have now fallen into an 0-2 hole against the Knicks, with the series heading back to New York. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmyloteam.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:01 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ, a Robless AJ today.
Yeah. He's gone.
Peanut butter with no jelly.
Yeah. Ham, no burger.
Yeah. I'm going to say ham, no Swiss. But maybe yours works too. Maybe yours works too. Bagel, no cream cheese.
Kool-Aid, no sugar.
Ugh. Imagine drinking the Kool-Aid with no sugar. Oh.
Super tart.
Ugh. I was a heavy sugar man when it came to Kool-Aid.
Oh.
I like as much sugar in my Kool-Aid as Rob likes in his sweet tea.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
My God. It's like you added tea to your sugar.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Rob likes that tea where it's like almost like a syrup.
Yeah.
Pours out all
with a
thick.
little bit of ice.
Yeah. Yeah, Rob out today. We're riding on without him. I mean, listen, we can't hold the whole show up because Rob's got a tummy ache. All right, we got bills to pay around here, Bubba. We got bills to pay. Coming up later this hour, I'll give away some Cannibal Corpse tickets. They're playing the Aztec Theater on October 9th, the North American 2025 tour. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. But win them before you can buy them right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Rockin' Sports Star. I got to figure out, we're the Sports Star, but we got to think of a good name for the station when I'm rock and roll guy.
Oh, yeah.
Rocking your socks off here in the SA.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll think of something.
Okay, we'll figure it out. But we'll win them before you can buy them. And, of course, if you do want to buy them, you can buy them at livenation.com. Again, starting tomorrow, 10 a.m. That's Cannibal Corpse coming down to our own Aztec Theater. More like kick some Aztec Theater, right, Emma saying? You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
That was solid. Rock and roll guy. All right.
That was good. All right.
What do we got? George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys yesterday for a 3rd-round pick and a pick swap. Basically, give up a 5th and get back a 6th. But let's just call it a 3rd-round pick and some change. But the big questions now become, what is this a short-term deal? Is this a long-term deal? I don't believe that George Pickens intends to sign an extension now. My thinking is that both he and the Cowboys believe they are best served by a wait-and-see approach here. If Pickens has a phenomenal year, he's going to get paid. Will it be by the Cowboys? I don't know, but he'll get paid by someone. Right now, I don't think George Pickens would get paid, don't get me wrong, but he would not get paid to the level that he probably expects or wants to be paid. And the Cowboys right now don't want to make a mistake. They want to make sure that if they are keeping him along, then they've got the right guy and he's going to fit and it's going to work. And if it doesn't, because they are so married to Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb already, they want to have someone that they can move on from and try again. And now, if they do give up a third-round pick and they only get Pickens for 1 year, it's kind of a disaster. Third-round picks aren't nothing. I know it doesn't sound like a lot. Third-round picks aren't nothing. That's a big deal. And to get a 1 year of play for that, not ideal. That said, if it's 1 year and it is a game changer for the offense, even if he leaves, you can kind of justify it. Like, okay, well, now we see what really will make us tick. It's having this second wide receiver, and then you go out and you find either you draft a player that profiles similarly to Pickens, or you go find another one, or you just pay Pickens, which would probably be difficult given what their current financial status is, and the fact that they've already got to figure out a way to pay Micah Parsons, and they don't seem in any rush to do that, which kind of blows my mind anyway. But I wanted to play some sound, and here's Dan Orlovsky talking about the move that the Cowboys made and how he thinks it affects their outlook for this coming season.
The move squarely puts the Cowboys as a playoff contending football team this coming season. I anticipate the Cowboys to be better than other people. And a couple months ago, Greeny, it was the Cowboys can be a playoff contender if two things happen. Number one, that Dak Prescott has to stay healthy. That hasn't been the case recently. And then two, they got to get a number two guy opposite CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens, in the chaos of the quarterback situation at Pittsburgh, averages like 15 yards a catch. So we're talking about adding that to a wide receiver opposite CeeDee Lamb that is going to get you about 100, 110 catches a season and push 1,500 plus yards. George Pickens, contract year, yes, he's not a perfect type of player, but his ability to go down the field and make plays with an offensive line that I think is going to be one of the better ones in the NFL to back into the season, this squarely puts the Cowboys back into we are a playoff contending football team.
Okay, I think in the best case scenario, that's true. What about the scenario where George Pickens gets frustrated and starts bitching about Dak Prescott? What happens when there's arguments on the sideline between him and a brand new head coach, by the way, a brand new head coach?
Right.
How do you deal with that? Because you can't just throw now. And the comments from Mike Tomlin about he needs to grow up. He's not enough of an adult to play with us. It's like things like that do concern me, man. That because Mike Tomlin has while he has a low tolerance for BS, Mike Tomlin also understands that last year, maybe for the first time, there were people starting to question, should Mike Tomlin still be coaching the Steelers? Which, by the way, I think the answer is yes. I mean, the guy doesn't have losing seasons, but now with the playoff success way, way in the rearview mirror, Steelers fans are starting to get a little anxious.
Yeah, a little antsy.
And the fact that they would trade away, quite frankly, their best offensive weapon from last year, it says a lot about what George Pickens is. Because teams don't just line up to move on from guys like him.
They don't want to deal with him.
Unless they're a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah, and that's what he probably is.
It's like when you see these gals who that are 10s, super hot chicks, and they get dumped by their boyfriend, it's probably not because they weren't hot enough. They're still hot. George Pickens is still the hot girl at the party. She's just there's some other problem. Some underlying problem. She's either really bitchy, toxic. That's a good word. George Pickens might just be toxic. And the truth is, if Pickens gets into a confrontation, he screws himself over. But here's one thing we know about the NFL. Somebody else will give you a chance. If you're
there's somebody who'll sign you for sure.
Yeah,
somebody will get to you.
He'll get another chance, no doubt. Even if he could get into a chest bumping match with Schottenheimer, and it'd be like, well, all right, he's out here, but somebody's going to pay him because people need these guys. They need top tier talent. Mm-hmm. Just like, you wouldn't think somebody would be giving up assets for a guy that Mike Tomlin has already basically called a baby. And Josh says, I honestly don't care about his behavior. He's not the first wide receiver diva we've ever had. He'll stretch the field and create opportunities for CD. I really think, it's easy to say that.
Yeah.
There is a balance, though. And I said this last year before the season started. 2 years ago, when Stephon Diggs was with Josh Allen and the Bills' offense was just rolling, and Stephon Diggs every week was bitching and complaining. And it's like, dude, beat it. Who cares how good you are? Get your ass out of here. They shipped him out of town, and what happened? Everybody said, oh, well, now Josh Allen doesn't have a wide receiver one. Yeah, he just went and won the MVP. Sometimes it's better to not have that guy barking in your ear the whole time. Sometimes it makes it easier on a quarterback to succeed when he's not having to worry about feeding a mouth, because otherwise, if you don't put a football in that mouth, then it's just going to be blabbing the whole time. Quarterbacks don't want to deal with that. Quarterbacks under the scrutiny that Dak is already under the scrutiny, as much as he's already under it by being the quarterback of the Cowboys, certainly don't want to deal with that. I'm not sure, man. I don't know that this is the long-term fix for the Cowboys. I think they're hopeful, but I am unsure. Peter Schrager talked about the perception of Pickens in the locker room.
The Cowboys were in the hunt to look for a wide receiver this entire offseason. They had not made that move yet. They finally do, and I will tell you that the Steelers have been looking at their wide receiver room for quite some time. They tried to get Brandon Ayuk last year in a deal from San Francisco. It didn't come to be. Instead, they traded a second-round pick for DK Metcalf and then gave him a $30 million a year contract. George Pickens entering the final year of his contract. And I would like to correct some people. Some people think that he is a diva or he's cantankerous. I talked to the Steelers folks. George Pickens is demonstrative on the field, but he is not an uncoachable player. In fact, he does have a great way about him in the locker room and is very well liked in Pittsburgh. For the Dallas side of this, they sat on an all draft. Everyone wondering, why are they not drafting a wide receiver? Why are they not drafting a running back? They took an offensive lineman. They get a player who I think is the best available prospect for a third-round pick, and then they can decide if they want to re-sign him or not.
See, it's funny that he said that. Like, he said that, it's not so much cantankerous as he's just passionate about winning, which there is a fine line between those things. But also, if that it was just passion and it wasn't him being a pain in the ass, why would they have moved him for a third-round pick? Well, it doesn't make sense. Josh says it's a win-now trade. This year is going to be a one-year chance for so many people, from Pickens all the way up to the head coach. If they didn't do anything this year, this team's going to be rebuilt. I don't know if that's the case because, again, it's hard to rebuild when Dak is going to be here next year, the year beyond, and the year beyond with no clear path to him not being here. It's hard to rebuild when CD is in that same scenario. So you can rebuild a lot of things, but the core of, and I say the core, the lion's share of your salary cap on top of the core players is here for the foreseeable future. So it's hard to do a rebuild when you're paying a quarterback the kind of money there. Like, if the 49ers decided they wanted to rebuild right now, it'd be real easy. You let Brock Purdy walk away, you start from scratch. But when you're married to a quarterback in a way that the Cowboys are, and the Cowboys are more married to their quarterback than any team in the league is at this point, well, except even more than the Cleveland Browns. Even the Cleveland Browns, who have to pay Deshaun Watson every penny, they've at least come out and said, yeah, this was a swing and a miss. We blew it. This guy's gone.
That was funny.
Yeah. And also, I don't know that the Cowboys would move on from Jerry or move on from Schottenheimer really quickly, because Jerry doesn't like to pay coaches not to coach, which is why I think he squeezed.
He just likes to pay the wrong people, seems like. Or the right people, wrong amount. Yeah.
He wrung every bit of juice out of that Mike McCarthy lemon. Every last squeeze.
Yeah, he did.
Made sure he worked up to the last day, and then he was like, all right, we're going to move on from him. All right, now we're going to pay this guy. Jerry doesn't pay coaches to not coach. Jerry wants to get his money's worth with coaches. So, and Chris says they shouldn't have given Dak that much money, but it is what it is.
I think so, too, yeah.
Hindsight's 20/20 on that. And, of course, the first year after he gets the money, not playing very well and then getting hurt certainly makes it look a lot worse. But the alternative is not having a quarterback, and then you look at the teams that don't and where they're at, and it does become sort of a Sophie's choice. Yeah. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Jason Garrett. He's got a couple things to say about Pickens and the perception of the talent that is in Dallas right now. It is the Morning Huddle, a Rob-free Morning Huddle. Maybe we'll come in with some rock and roll. I'll hit a post on the other side. It's 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Apply now and save with no application fee through May 30th. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
If you woke up this morning feeling good about yourself, no pain keeping you out of your life, carry on about your day. You're doing things that we all hope to be. But if you're like most of us, there's something probably painful in your life that's keeping you out of the things you want to get done. Some of us were dealing with bad feet. A lot of us have lower back issues. Maybe it's those stress pains that start in the middle of your back and work your way up forward, where you get all that tense in your shoulders and just kind of get yourself going. Arasti is out there to fix that. Arasti providers are highly trained medical professionals that take on above and beyond what they began in the business. What I'm saying is, to be an Arasti provider, you are already a physical therapist, a chiropractor, a general practitioner. You're already in the medical business, and you've achieved something higher, Arasti certification. And Arasti certification is a way of getting people out of pain in non-traditional ways. What I'm saying is, it has nothing to do with pills to dull the pain. It has nothing to do with some kind of long-term process to get you out of the pain. It's fixing the pain and fixing it fast. And let me tell you, it works. Now, for me specifically, it was lower back issues. I'd always had those twinges, those seizures, where they just kind of grab you and hold on for about a month, and you just kind of hope it lets go. I limped into an Arasti provider about 8 years ago, and not only did they fix me, they showed me how to fix it when it happened again. And from that point on, that problem was fixed. That's why I'm an Arasti patient and will be for life. That's why I referred my friends and my family to go, and that's why I'm telling you about it. So if you're dealing with pain right now, know there is an answer that can be fixed quickly. On average, under 4 visits, Arasti patients are back in the game. Here's what you need to know. You don't need a referral. You can call them right now, 1-800-404-6050. Their website is arasti.com. There's a map of all the providers around San Antonio. I'll bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Listen to me. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix. It's Arasti. Call them today. Let them take care of you. And when they do, come on by and thank me.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow Mello can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mello Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mello Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mello Mushroom.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyerforus.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community when and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Joey McGuire, will join us at 2:30.
We'll get his thoughts on the current state of college football, NIL, and what needs to be done to get some guardrails.
And we'll talk some NFL football with the General, John McClain. He joins us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio's rock star. Starting your day with a little Stained.
Nice.
But the problem with this one is there's a secondary
there's secondary
thing to
post,
hit.
yeah.
Because, like, he does this little singing part.
Right.
And I could be talking it up right now, but you don't really want to talk over the lyrics. Right. And then right here it goes, little Stained.
And?
Because then it rocks out. So I don't know. I think maybe I did it the right rock and roll way the first time. I did it the right way because you're not supposed to speak over the lyrics.
Right.
But this guitar riff is really like the slam open of it. So it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Rock and roll DJ is a tough life, man.
I know.
That's why not many people do it anymore.
Got to make on-the-fly decisions like that.
That's right. That's right. Yep. That's why they're losing their jobs left and right all over the country. The job barely even exists anymore. I wish that we had a rock and roll station in-house here, and I could be like a rock and roll DJ.
Oh, yeah.
Like they could, throw me.
As soon as you get off the air here, you'll be on from like 10 to 12 or something.
Yeah, throw me a few extra bones. I'll do some commercials or whatever, man. Be a rock and roll guy.
That'd be cool.
I don't know why we don't do that. Is there like a badass rock and roll station in San Antonio?
There was.
Nobody listens to rock and roll radio anymore, huh?
Rock and roll, Tejano, like all the music's just kind of
Maybe we can flip the Tejano station into a rock and roll station.
We used to be a K-Rock a long time ago.
See?
Yeah.
That'd look good on my resume, too.
I know, right? Morning show host for Sports Star and afternoon jock for...
Midday jock. I'd be the midday jock.
Midday jock for...
But really, I'd be the
sports rock.
I'd probably be the only one. I'd voice track the whole day, and they'd think, "Man, how is AJ there all day?"
I know. Took you 10 minutes to do that.
Yeah.
Talk maybe three times an hour.
I'd put up like about 3 posts per hour, and then I'd be like, "Hey, man, did you guys know that rats amongst rodents, rats have the biggest scrotums? It's wild, man. It's wild."
Wild. Rock right on right.
Yeah. Now back to the hits, back to kicking ass. Here's a little Kiss. Boom. Just like I could do it. I could do it. Oh man.
All right.
If
the suit's listening, do it.
My wife would hate that because she would know, I'd get so much casual sex if I was a rock and roll
they
DJ.
just throw themselves at you at that point.
You know what never gets you laid? Being a sports talk radio guy.
Which is because it hasn't happened yet.
Being a rock and roll DJ would get you laid constantly.
Because you have backstage access to all the good concerts. A bunch of meet and greets. We'll have the artists in the studio.
Oh, man. I'd go to shows I didn't even want to go to. I'd be like,
yeah.
Oh, honey, I got some tickets to Maroon 5 later. You want to go check it out with me? Yeah. You like that? You like that? Oh, you like Maroon 5, huh? Yeah. Oh, me too. I'm a big Maroon 5 fan.
You're not. but,
oh, you like Coldplay? Yeah. No, I would never play Maroon 5 or Coldplay if I was a rock and roll DJ. I'd say those guys suck. I don't play sucky music here. We're only rocking.
You'll just delete it.
I'm a rocker through and through. I'd say, man, I'm supposed to play Coldplay here, but those guys can suck it. Instead, let's hear a little Pantera. How about some Walk? Oh, God, I'd be so good at that job, man. I'd be so good at it. But no one's ever given me a chance. It's just like when I was a kid. I had 2 dream jobs, and no one ever gave me a chance to do either. I was either going to be on Saturday Night Live, or I was going to host a game show, preferably The Price is Right. And
really,
never
happened.
Failed at both of those. Failed at both my goals.
And here you are.
Here I am now.
Yeah, struggling to buy a house,
fantasizing about being a rock and roll DJ.
Yeah,
pissed off that the people can't even fix my roof.
Yeah,
sucks, man. Sucks when you have goals and dreams and you're just nowhere close to them.
And the cat you want is sick.
I know.
I know. You see?
My cat, my work cat's off at the...
Oh, I made room in my garage.
Okay, you set up a spot for him?
I just need to get a temporary litter box, and I already I have them still feeders and stuff for him.
All right.
So.
Man. Well, hopefully he recovers. Mm-hmm. The newly named Uncle Baby Billy, no longer Kitty Big Balls. He's the... Big balls are gone.
Yeah,
so
gone.
now he's Uncle Baby Billy, and recovering at the animal hospital, and hopefully we'll get an update on him that I'll have for you tomorrow. All right, let's do this. Let's before we hear from Jason Garrett, hear his thoughts on the Cowboys. Let's go ahead and give away those Cannibal Corpse tickets while I'm in rock and roll mode. Yeah. The Cannibal Corpse North America 2025 tour rolling through San Antonio, right there on the river, the Aztec Theater, the Az-Kickin' Tech Theater. That's what I like to call it. They're going to be there October 9th, Az-Kickin' at the Aztec. You want to be in attendance for Cannibal Corpse. You want to take a buddy. You want to take your homie. You want to take your side piece. You could take whoever you want, but we got 2 tickets for you for that ass right now. Caller number 4, go see Cannibal Corpse. Tickets don't go on sale till tomorrow at 10, but right here on San Antonio's Rockstar, you can win them before you can buy them. That's how we do it here, baby. Get you some of that Cannibal Corpse. Caller number 4. That's right. The other thing is, though, I don't think I could be on camera if I was a rock and roll DJ, because they'd know I was a poser.
Oh yeah, you don't look the way you sound.
Yeah, when I do my rock and roll voice, I don't.
That's
like,
him.
I like him to picture me having long black hair and earrings and wearing a leather jacket.
No, looking like Mudvayne. Just all decked out.
Yeah.
Or Slipknot. There you go.
Look like a dude who rode in on my Harley.
Yeah.
I used to have a Harley. I don't have one now. So now I can't pretend to be a Harley guy because I'm not. That's why I didn't buy a bunch of Harley gear. Most guys who have Harleys have everything is branded Harley.
Oh yeah, with the logo and everything. Yeah.
And then I didn't. Once I sold my motorcycle, I was like, well, now what? Now what am I supposed to do with all this gear? I guess maybe real Harley guys would never even consider selling their motorcycle, which I was never a real motorcycle. I like riding. But I'm
didn't
not
like it enough to keep it.
I'm not of the culture. I didn't ride with friends. I didn't have a
it's a
group of dudes
it's
that I rode with.
It's literally a lifestyle. Yeah.
A lot of these dudes, they've got what do you guys do on the weekend? Well, we went and rode our motorcycle. I rode a motorcycle because it was a way to get me to and fro. It was. Yeah. I would ride it. I mean, I liked riding. I'd ride it to work. Sometimes I'd ride for pleasure, but I never was call my buddy, hey man,
want to go out and ride?
You want to go ride together?
Yeah.
No, that's weird. I also never liked when you did like this. When you're riding, you go.
Oh, yeah. Or you just nod your helmet,
I don't like that. I hate that, in fact. That's the worst part of motorcycle culture. The what's up, man? Look at us, couple moto bros. Moto bros.
Are you going to have your cat in a backpack?
That's no, I'm going to get one of those side carts.
Oh, the sidecar for the cat.
Yeah, Uncle Baby Billy just be
baby Billy
riding along, maybe. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I was riding to work today on my motorcycle. My cat in the sidecar. People be like, what? What's this guy talking about? This guy's not a rocker. This guy's not a rocker through and through like me. This guy doesn't know all the lyrics to Freebird. Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, you do, probably.
Oh, yes, I do.
I was going to say you do.
You want to play with me, Bubba?
I haven't played that yet. It's too long, but
yeah, we don't have time to. We don't have time to work up to that intro. I can't get the post on that.
Oh no.
2 hours later. All right. That's not my Jim Rome. Well, I guess it is kind of a Jim Rome voice, but Jim Rome has a different case. It's the pimp in the box.
Yeah.
Pimp in the box. Yeah, like the thing about sports is I don't know anything about them, but I'm going to talk about them like I do. Phenomenal game last night. The sports that were being played last night were on a level we don't see often. And I've been doing this business for a long time. We don't see that often. I don't know. I can't do a good Jim. I used to do a good Jim Rome. Yeah. Not great at it anymore. We did a funeral for Jim Rome on air in Houston when we ran him out of town.
Really?
Yeah. Nice. Jim Rome was like, this is my market. And I ran his ass out of town. Not anymore, Bubba.
No, it's not.
Not anymore. No, I rock and roll guy he only talks about rock and roll and badass things. Rock and roll guy doesn't care about sports at all. I'd be like, yeah, sports team won last night. Maybe every once in a while if the Spurs won, I would talk about the Spurs because I'd get people in the city charged up.
Right.
Like, Spurs spanked that ass, but that's about it. Who cares about sports? Boom, back to the rock.
Yeah, I heard a coach retired, and let's get back to the rock.
Yeah, let's back to the jams. Enough of that sad stuff. Yeah. Ain't nobody trying to cry on their way to work. Let's get to rocking. Here's some Megadeth. How about the Sex Pistols?
You should, man. You got to convince.
I got to talk to Dax about it, man.
Yeah.
They keep saying that Tejano's going away. Like the Tejano's a dead genre, right?
Yeah. So is pretty much all the genres by now, except hip hop, maybe.
So if we're gonna have a station, we might as well have a rock and roll station.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. Let's do it. You could be a part of it too.
Country's there, but
you could be a part of it too. You could be like I don't know. You could be my sidekick. We'd have to come up with a name for you. Couldn't be Vic.
No.
I'll have to have a different name too.
Yeah.
AJ.
We'll.
It has to. I'll have to have a name where my first name and my last name start with the same letter. That's how you do it when you're a rock and roll DJ.
Right.
The guy in Houston was Rod Ryan.
Rod Ryan?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. What's the station that old Billy Madison's on?
Kiss.
Does he play rock and roll music or does he play pop?
No, he plays rock, yeah.
Oh, so I'd be having to compete against him?
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's been pretty good here for a while. He's got a pretty built-in audience.
Yeah.
What if I called myself Billy Badassin?
There we go. Yeah. It's Billy Badassin.
Billy Badassin. That's what I would call If I were Billy Madison, that's what I would have gone. I'm Billy Badassin. But whatever, man. I'll figure that out if the time comes. Dax has to approve it first.
Yeah.
I did want to play a little of this Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was on PFT talking about the Pickens trade, and he talked about the perception of the talent that's in Dallas right now.
You know, in Dallas, it's a high-profile organization. So what happens is everybody goes to the extreme. When they're really good, they have the best talent on the planet. No team has ever been – it's the greatest collection of players in the history.
It's the greatest.
They're on TV, national TV.
The best, the greatest.
13 out of 16 weeks. You know, everybody goes to the Pro Bowl, all of that. So it gets extreme that way. And then when they lose, they got nobody. And like a lot of things in life, it's in the middle. You know, it's not quite as extreme when it's really good, and it's certainly not as bad as people are making it seem.
There's good and bad players on both sides. Good and bad players on both sides. Maybe I could do politics too. Like I'll do some politics on my rock station.
Man, you can cover it all, can't you?
So we're joined now by the President of the United States. Hey, Prez, what's up, man? It's a pleasure to be here. Billy Badassin, it's a pleasure. It's good to be here. It's the best.
Good.
You should feel very good.
Yeah, man, you could do sports, you know, Post
whatever
rock
I wanted.
songs. Yeah.
I could talk about Jim Baker. Oh wait, I do that on my show now.
Yeah.
You're right. I have free reign to talk about whatever I want. I do that here. Maybe I should. I think maybe the mistake I made was just coming on and not doing my rock and roll voice from day one, and like letting you guys think that's who I really am. I kind of did blow it with that. If I could turn back time.
There we go again with that.
If I could change my vase. My voice, my vase, my voice,
Your vase?
whatever. And then they asked what his thoughts were about the attitude of George Pickens, if he thought it was going to be an issue.
That's why it goes back to the quarterback for me, because the quarterback's the guy who has to develop the relationship with. He's the guy who's going to spend the most time with. Pickens knows that if I develop a relationship with Dak, he's going to throw me the ball. I'm going to have a lot of success. And I think Dak fully understands that. And I think that's the key relationship here. Ownership, organizational structure, head coach, very important, obviously. But if you can take the next step and you have an established quarterback, it helps that guy be less malcontented, if you will. And in Pittsburgh, when he's been there, the quarterback situation's been up in the air. This is the kind of guy that Jerry Jones loves. Jerry Jones loves the George Pickens. He loves the guy who's talented, maybe troubled somewhere else. We can try to create the right environment for him and get the most out of him. That's why the Cowboys through the years have picked a lot of guys that were deemed to be first-round talent in the second round. Maybe they had an injury. Maybe they had a character flaw. Let's give this guy a chance and see if we can get the best out of him. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
I will say this. Normally, I think the Cowboys, when people are like, "Oh, it's always interesting. No matter what, it's always interesting." I don't find myself in that boat. Like sometimes I think the Cowboys are absolutely boring. But I am intrigued by the result of this move. I want to see where this goes. I want to see if the Cowboys blew this or not. I want to see if they can get the best out of George Pickens, because I do think there is some real upside to it. But I could also see it being a complete disaster, which, if you know me, I'm always for a disaster.
Oh, yeah. You look forward to that sometimes.
What I
It's
don't
always better, too.
What I don't ever want to cover is an 8-9 team or a 9-8 team. I either want to cover a team that's on their way to a championship or a team that's a complete and utter disaster. That's what I like. If the Spurs finish 500,
yeah,
dude, I either want the Spurs to win 65 games or like 8.
One or the other, yeah.
Give me one of the,
nothing in the middle.
That's all that interests me. I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be bored with mediocrity.
You either want to praise them or bash them.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Because it's hard to have like a firm opinion on someone that's just
they could make it.
Average. Boring. Average is boring. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the third hour of the show. Time is flying, Vic.
Yeah, it is.
I say that, but probably because Dax was going to say, well, yeah, you wasted a lot of it pretending to be a rock and roll DJ, so time flew. But
yeah, that's why.
He's like, you're still an idiot. I got to tell you about Carbach, though. Carbach they sent us some of that the rhubarb.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I love it. I drank it ice cold. I tried one a little not cold enough. I was like, oh, I threw that bad boy in the freezer, popped it out. Oh man. That was a good beer. Fruited sour, kettle sour that they're doing. That is their new Fun Series beer. And if that's not your thing, no big deal. That's not for everyone. Fruited sour beers are not going to be the first kind of beer that you try straight out of the chute. But if you're into Kolsch, they've got a Kolsch style blonde called Love Street, which is it's their best seller. Eric Warner, their head brewer, wrote the book on Kolsch. Like literally for the beer industry, wrote the book on how to brew Kolsch. He is the master of Kolsch. And that is his take on it. You can also get Hopadillo, which is their flagship IPA. Double Imperial Hopadillo is available right now, checking in just under 10%. You can find that in a bunch of grocery stores and liquor stores right now. And, of course, the Box, Crawford Bock, Ziegenbach, Bock, both great any-day drinking beers. Love both of those, particularly the Crawford Bock. That happens to be my favorite. But there's something for everybody in their lineup, and they are all over the city of San Antonio. Just because they were born in Houston, they made sure that San Antonio was a premier market for them. a mandatory primary market they wanted to get their hands on, and they have really put their beer all over our city. So when you're out and about this weekend, you're watching these games, go ahead and ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Two right lanes are blocked off by an accident on Highway 90 westbound between Nogalitos and General Hudnell, causing about a 5-minute delay starting from Roland over on I-10. Also, a stalled vehicle has the right lane blocked off westbound on I-10 at Camp Phillips Road. Looking at the drive on I-35 going northbound for some slow traffic between Military Drive and Highway 90, causing about a 10-minute slowdown. And a 20-minute out-of-your drive through some congestion on Highway 90 eastbound. These slow speeds start from Highway 211 and go over to Loop 410. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. Summer is better with True Green. Get the best lawn at the best price. For a limited time, get 75% off your first treatment. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. Restrictions apply.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. There's still time. Come to Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale and get a queen mattress and adjustable base for just $399.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. There is a game tonight. The NBA rolls on. The Warriors-Timberwolves Game 2 gets underway tonight. It has been announced, no Steph Curry.
Wow.
Yep, he's out for at least this game, probably out game 3, likely out game 4. So if the Warriors are going to do this thing, they're going to have to do it without their best player, and it's been reflected in the line. The Timberwolves 10.5-point favorites over the Warriors. I bet the Warriors in game 1 at 6.5, and because I thought these two teams were very even. Like I don't think that one is wildly better than the other. If anything, I kind of think maybe the Warriors are a little bit better now that they've got Jimmy Butler in the mix. They were only separated by one game in the regular season. Warriors 148, Timberwolves 149. But the Warriors added Jimmy Butler late in the season. Feels like they might have been let's just say I think they were at least even by the time this thing kicked off. And then they were 6.5-point dogs in game 1. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. Now with Steph out, I don't know what to expect because game 1, remember, was a defensive battle. This was a grimy, way, way lower scoring than expected game than I think anybody thought it was going to be. 99-88 was the final in game 1. And the Warriors without Steph Curry just played a different kind of ball. I wonder if that's not what happens tonight. If we don't see the Warriors just kind of say, okay, well, we don't have Steph. We're not going to play up tempo. We're going to make this a grind. We're going to make sure. And the other thing, Steph's not. People talk about Steph like he's a zero defender. He's not. He's a decent defender considering his physical gifts. He's not built to be a great defender, but he's a decent defender.
Yeah.
But I do think the Warriors are probably a better defensive team with him off the floor. So it opens up the opportunity to just play a different style of ball. And this game, kind of like the Celtics game so far, have been a narrative on Jason Tatum. I think there's a real narrative that could build about Anthony Edwards if they lose this game because he was bad in game 1. I'm willing to overlook one bad game. It happens. If he's this bad in game 2, and now we're starting to look like, okay, this is going to be a bad series for Anthony Edwards, now we're starting to have a little concern. The first game just didn't go nearly the same. I wasn't shocked that the Warriors won. It just didn't go the way I expected it to go. I didn't expect it to be a 99-88 type of game. I expected that Brandon Podziemski was going to kind of eat with playing Gobert with the drop coverage. I thought that he was going to go underneath a lot of things, have some open looks. He hardly even took shots. The Warriors they've changed up the way they're doing things, which I guess, I mean, as long as it's working, it's a smart thing because here they are with a 1-0 lead going into game 2. For the Timberwolves, obviously, this certainly feels like a must-win, more so than the other teams that have gone down 0-2 at home because the Celtics and the Cavs, they can fall back on over the course of 82 games, they've been the much better team. The Timberwolves can't. Over 82 games, they're basically the same team that the Warriors are. So if the Timberwolves lose both their home games, they're in some real trouble, particularly because Golden State's such a tough home team. Chris Finch, the coach of the said Minnesota Timberwolves, has been vocal about the way the Warriors are playing against Rudy Gobert. They said that they submitted clips to the league office. The whole league is now a bunch of tattletale babies. And everybody said, oh, we were too physical. Last time it was with the Rockets and the Warriors were crying about how physical the Rockets were being with Steph Curry. Now it's the Timberwolves talking about how physical that the Warriors are being with Rudy Gobert. On defensive rebounding, they do a lot of fouling, a lot of shoving, holding, pushing, tackling on Rudy. That's clear. We sent a bunch of those clips into the league, and I'm not sure. I know another player in the league with Rudy's pedigree that's allowed to be physically beaten on the way he is. So we've got to address that one way or the other. Okay. I mean, again, you can't be – I guess you can be the team that does it both ways. You can be the team that cries, that, bitches and complains. but also the team that gets bitched and complained about, because all I know is when the Warriors and Rockets had there was that crying about Steph being handled too rough, and the Rockets were saying, well, you don't want to be handled rough, go play tennis. Now all of a sudden the Warriors are bullies. Like, it just feels like excuse making. Just go play ball. Rudy Gobert's a big man. He gets played like a big man. Like, imagine if Shaq, when Shaq was in the league, getting hammered on every freaking play that he cried all the time about how he's officiated, or that was somehow an excuse. Just go play. You guys sucked in game one. It's not because Rudy Gobert got beat up. It's because, and by the way, the Warriors don't even have any size to beat up Rudy Gobert. All they're trying to do is hang with him because he's a freaking giant compared to what they've got. He said Gobert was whistled for a foul in the second quarter where Podziemski clearly grabbed him first, and he tried to free himself from the grasp. And he said, we'll certainly try to take justice into our own hands whenever we can. I think that's the nature of a physical sport. But by the same token, my God, you should see some of these clips. They're just like pulling guards and linemen out there taking shots at Rudy. Okay. And on the other side, it wasn't one way because Steve Kerr's bitching too. We thought there should have been more fouls on how they defended Steph Curry before he got hurt. He said that the Rockets did it. The Timberwolves are doing it. Everybody's grabbing and banging on Steph. Just play ball, man. Just go out there, play. They're going to call it the way they call it. I say this all the time. I said it during the national championship game for college basketball. I don't mind if you call a tough game. I don't mind if you call a soft game. Doesn't really matter to me. Just call it consistent from start to finish. Don't pretend like you're going to let these guys dogfight and then that's a foul now in the second half. Or don't pretend like everything's a foul and then let them go World War II in the second half. Just be consistent. That's all I ask. And to me, watching that game, I didn't think the officiating was egregious one way or the other. So I think they're grasping for straws there. I do think the Timberwolves win this game. I think the Warriors are going to be in kind of survive mode, and I think without Curry, if you leave Minnesota 1-1, that's a huge win. Your best player's hurt, and you're going home 1-1. Then to me, if you're the Warriors, you get home, all you got to do is win 1 out of 2 and assuming that Curry will be back for game 5. And if you go 2-2 without Curry, I feel like you're in good shape if you're the Warriors. So we'll see if they're able to get that job done tonight. The other games, the Pacers and Cavs game 3 is not going to be until tomorrow. Nuggets Thunder game 2 is tomorrow, or game 3 is tomorrow as well. They don't get an extra travel day like the Celtics do for whatever reason. The Celtics, I guess, I can't imagine it was like a big deal that we wanted to get them at the 2:30 time slot on Saturday. Seems like a crappy spot and I'm surprised at that also because they put Warriors Timberwolves in the 7:30 ABC slot on Saturday. I would think the primetime game would be the better draw, but maybe I'm wrong. The Celtics Knicks is certainly it's got more national appeal than the Warriors Timberwolves. But yeah, that's the lineup for the upcoming weekend. The key for Golden State, I believe, is just making sure Anthony Edwards isn't the one who beats you. Go out there, throw everything you got at him. I expect we'll see some Podziemski on him. We'll see some Jimmy Butler on him. We're going to see a lot thrown at him. But make someone else do it. Whether it's Gobert, okay, fine. Whoever it's going to be, do not let it be Anthony Edwards. Do not let Anthony Edwards go out there and get 40 points on you. Make it be Julius Randle, maybe the most overrated player in the league. Let it be him. I do think that this is a much weaker Minnesota team than it was a year ago. I think they're starting to see now that it looked like early in the season that maybe the Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle trade worked for both teams. I'm starting to think that was a way better deal for the Knicks than it was for the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns is a way better player than Julius Randle at this point. So I think that the Warriors, because the Timberwolves don't have a lot of particularly offensive talent away from Anthony Edwards, that's the way to go and beat them. It worked in game 1. Will it work in game 2? We'll see. I imagine that no matter what happens in this game, it's not going to be Anthony Edwards going whatever it was 7 of 22 or whatever terrible thing he shot from the field, 9 of 22 from the field. He'll be better than that. It's just a matter of someone else steps up and does it. Jaden McDaniels, whoever it's going to be. But yeah, Anthony Edwards is going to be better. You just have to not let him be a 40-point game guy. That's my opinion. Man, we have 1 hour of programming left, Vic.
That's it.
What are you going to do today? Go home
later.
and smoke drugs and then do a little bit of work at home?
No, I got to work later. As soon as I get home, yeah.
You smoke drugs after work?
Yeah, later.
Okay. But that's for your glaucoma and your kidney.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to. It's medically prescribed to you.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
That's the life. I'm going to go do middays on my rock and roll show.
Oh, yeah. You start today, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't gotten approval yet, but I'm just going to go sit in that Tejano station and start doing it.
Oh, yeah.
See what they say.
Start talking English, see what happens.
1 hour left, friends. 1 hour to go. We'll try and bring the noise. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by True Green. Summer is better with True Green. Get the best lawn at the best price. For a limited time, get 75% off your first treatment. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. Restrictions apply.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-750-2525. That's 800-750-2525. Again, that's 800-750-2525.
This Entertainment Insider is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Singer, songwriter, and actor Bobby Darin was a Grammy Award winner with hits such as Splish Splash and Dream Lover. Jonathan Groff says it's an honor to play him in the new Broadway musical, Just in Time.
He was at the height of his powers when he was on the floor of a nightclub with the audience in the palm of his hand.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive makes bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at progressive.com or at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Listen up, San Antonio. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can get college credit for the stripes you've earned. Turn your military rank into college credit to save time and money on an online degree. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu/SATX.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See with the full details and display.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first, before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Two right lanes are blocked off by an accident on Highway 90 westbound between Nogalitos and General Hudnell, causing about a 5-minute delay starting from Roland over on I-10. Also, a stalled vehicle has the right lane blocked off westbound on I-10 at Camp Phillips Road. Looking at the drive on I-35 going northbound for some slow traffic between Military Drive and Highway 90, causing about a 10-minute slowdown. And a 20-minute out of your drive through some congestion on Highway 90 eastbound. These slow speeds start from Highway 211 and go over to Loop 410. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys have solved their wide receiver 2 issue by trading for Steelers wide receiver George Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick. In return, sending a 3rd-round pick next year and a 2027 5th-round pick to the Steelers in exchange. The Celtics blew their second straight 20-point lead in the series and have now fallen into an 0-2 hole against the Knicks, with the series heading back to New York. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Vic taking you through on a Thursday. Rob will be back tomorrow, we hope, unless his bout with Montezuma's revenge continues into the weekend. I'm hoping not.
Right?
You never know. You never know. Rob did go to Mexico yesterday afternoon, drank the water, came back, and has been battling the squirts all day. Vic.
What was that song you said?
Our
oh, yeah, here it is.
Our suit was just in here, and I was asking him about, making my proposal to be a rock and roll DJ, flip the Tejano station to rock. He said we're not going to do that. And I said, well, did you hear what I was doing today? He was like, well, no, I didn't hear I asked if you heard my demo. He said no. So I kind of want to prove to him how good I can be at this. So if you'll give me something to work with here.
Here we go. Let's see.
All right. 9:03 on 94.1 San Antonio's Rockstar. Your boy AJ bringing you in on a Thursday, baby. San Antonio's rocking hard. Here's a little rage. Come on, man. Who wouldn't listen to that?
That was good.
Right?
Yeah.
I could, man,
multi-talented.
No.
Telling you.
Not a lot of people can do that. And then if they want me to sing along to all the
lyrics,
I can do it.
Yeah.
But I won't do that one because this is this has foul potty language in it, and I don't sing potty language on the air. I'm a grown up, look, Claymore defending us. What a guy.
What a guy.
Someone named Mike Beans says that they don't like me, and that some other crumb bum station is better. AJ's annoying. Well, you know what, Mike Beans? Suck it. Suck it.
There.
Gilbert says, I think AJ needs to just do Tejano Station with his best Spanish. That would probably be a failure.
Mm-hmm.
That would probably be a failure. They only speak Spanish on that station, right?
Actually.
Or do they speak some English?
No, they speak all English.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could do that job
all the commercials are all English. All the commercials.
Interesting.
And they do Tex-Mex like Johnny Ramirez does the morning, and he does, Spanish, Spanglish.
Okay. That's the other thing. Like, Johnny Ramirez could work as a rock and roll guy, too. Like, he looks like a rocker. He looks like the way...
he's a biker. Yeah.
I know. If I could have a look for my rock and roll DJ, it would be what he is.
Right.
That might be the move. That might be the move. Yeah. And Claymore said, this is the truth, Claymore. The people who be hating, they be watching. They'll be watching the whole time. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. So Mike Beans, beat it. Beat it. You don't like it?
Miguel Frijoles.
Beat it. Go listen to the Tejano station. What's the station? What's my new station? What are the what's the numbers on it?
I don't know.
What? You've worked here like 50 years.
They just started. I don't work for them.
Oh, well, all right, fine. They're down the hall.
Yeah.
I guess that's
I'll go look on the door.
What about Jack FM? How's that station doing?
Oh, real good.
They're doing real good?
Yeah.
All right. What's the one right here on the other side of us?
This guy, he...
that guy who always wears shorts, no matter if it's like freezing cold outside or...
David Van Camp. He's, he's part of a syndicated show.
Oh, okay. So we have some syndicated... So I could maybe be a rock and roll DJ in multiple markets.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm. Even sports radio, too.
I mean, well, I don't want to do that because then you have to pretend to care about teams that you don't.
Yeah, the city's teams.
Like, what am I going to do? Be like, hey, guys, everybody ready for that big Portland Trailblazers game tonight?
Yeah. Nobody cares.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But maybe I'll be a syndicated rock and roll guy. We've got to have some rock stations somewhere in this whole company, right?
Let me see. Let me see if I can find one.
I bet I could voice track one. Like, just give me a chance. Let me put some demo tape out there. Let me build a resume. And, like, you never know what I could be if I really stuck to it.
I think Palm Springs has one.
Palm Springs has a rock station?
I think so, yeah.
Well, that's where our boss came from. He would know. Yeah. I'll just tell him, dude, I'll do it for, throw me a couple bones here. Throw me some Mellow Mushroom gift cards. That'll work for me. All right. We have been talking a lot of NBA today. But that's not all that's going on. That's not all that's happening in the world. Did you see the latest on Aaron Rodgers? Uh-oh.
What happened now?
More move. Guess who the Steelers are looking to maybe replace Pickens with? Alan Lazard, former Green Bay Packers receiver for Aaron Rodgers, former New York Jets receiver for Aaron Rodgers. So you're thinking, and I thought this yesterday. I thought, well, maybe the Steelers don't even care about Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they're saying, "Oh, we don't care."
I don't think the Steelers care at all.
We don't have a okay. You don't got a wide receiver. Big deal. You either want to come or you don't. And then not only did they get rid of that receiver, and I'm thinking, oh, they don't care. But then they show they really care about Aaron Rodgers by saying, yeah, you know who we might sign instead? Alan Lazard. Really? Coincidence? I think not, friends. I think not. They have to. I mean, they clearly need more help at wide receiver. They have maybe the worst wide receiving. I mean, DK Metcalf is good. I mean, they're from a skill position standpoint.
Yeah.
Quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end. I would say there's no worse team in football than the Steelers. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because DK Metcalf is the only one who's even average. Like they're below average at running back, below average at every other wide receiver spot, well below average at quarterback, like if not bottom of the barrel. But Lazard is one of these guys who follows Aaron Rodgers around wherever he goes. He gets a job, and he usually puts up solid numbers. I mean, he's been around. I mean, he's not like a game breaker, but he's a serviceable guy. And then the year that Alan Lazard sucked the most was the one that Aaron Rodgers missed the whole season. Aaron Rodgers is back next year. Last year, Lazard had a decent year. 6 touchdowns, 14.3 yards per catch. So they're thinking, oh, maybe this will be appealing to Aaron Rodgers. He's no Pickens. He doesn't have that type of upside. But I would imagine the Jets aren't like – I don't think the Jets wanted Alan Lazard to begin with. The Jets got Alan Lazard because Aaron Rodgers wanted Alan Lazard. So I don't think it's going to cost them a whole bunch to trade for Alan Lazard. It seems like a pretty easy deal. But, yeah, Alan Lazard now rumored to be a guy that the Steelers are kicking the tires on. I'm just saying, if I had a magic 8-ball, I shook it up.
Right. Okay.
Do the Steelers still want Aaron Rodgers?
No.
All signs point to yes. All signs point to yes. I think they do. Otherwise, I can't picture a world where they'd go like, you know who we should get to replace George Pickens? Alan Lazard. Interesting. Interesting, that's the name that you come up with. Of all the names,
of every
lot of receivers you could trade for, lot of them. And here you go. I found a post-draft quarterback power rankings list. I don't totally understand how this. So here's the way that the way it's worded. We decided to take stock of all 32 teams and sort today's projected starting quarterbacks, accounting for not only their recent results, but current status and outlook. These rankings will ultimately change as the season unfolds, as they're built to tell the story of each quarterback's respective rise and fall. But this first go-round is our best take on how each and every gunslinger stacks up at the moment. Who do you think is number one on the list, Vic? Number one.
I have no idea.
The number one quarterback in the whole wide world, they list.
Hold on. Patrick Mahomes?
No, he's number 6
Really?
on the list. Number 6 on the list.
Okay.
What about Josh Allen, who was the MVP last year,
is he
right?
Number 2?
No, he's number 5.
What?
What about Lamar Jackson, who was the runner-up for the MVP?
That's what I was going to say.
Nope, number 4. What about Joe Burrow, who led the league in passing and touchdowns last year? Nope, he's number 3. What about Jalen Hurts, the defending Super Bowl champion quarterback?
Yeah.
Nope, number 2. How about Jaden Daniels, who's played 1 year of professional football?
And he's number
1 on their list.
How?
I don't understand it. Like, if you had told me the list was from 6 back to 1, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Hurts, then Jaden Daniels, I'd go, that's a reasonable list.
Okay.
That'd be a reasonable list.
Did they publish it backwards?
I guess that's possible. I thought that might be possible, but then I went down to number 32, and it was Tyler Shuck of the New Orleans Saints, who is the projected starter of the Saints.
Okay, yeah.
And I said, maybe I think they did it the way they meant to.
Yeah, they did it right.
Elsewhere at the bottom, number 31, Mason Rudolph of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Number 30, and this is one of the ones that's a QB job, like a job battle. We don't know if it's going to be Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson.
Oh, that's okay.
They list Anthony Richardson as the quarterback of the Colts at number 30. Joe Flacco, 29. Russell Wilson, 28. Michael Penix, 27. Bryce Young, 26. Cam Ward, 25. Justin Fields, 24. Little low, I think, here.
Really?
Kyler Murray, 23.
That
Kyler
seems a
Murray,
little
23. Sam Darnold, 22. Tua, 21. J.J. McCarthy, number 20. Number 19, Drake May. Number 18, Trevor Lawrence. Number 17, Geno Smith. Number 16, Caleb Williams. So now you've assessed that Dakota Prescott falls somewhere between number 7 and number 15. Do you think he's closer to 7 or 15 on this list?
I'm going to say 7.
Number 7 is Matt Stafford.
Okay.
Number 8 is Jordan Love. Number 9, Jared Goff. Number 10, Brock Purdy.
Really?
Number
Okay.
11, Baker Mayfield.
Good old Baker.
12 and 13 also feel low to me. Number 12, Justin Herbert. Number 13, Number 13, C.J. Stroud. Number 14, Dak Prescott.
Dakota Prescott.
And number 15 is Bo Nix. It says about Dak, he can put up numbers with the best of them when healthy, doing all the little things well from the pocket. The problem, besides the absence of a defining late-year surge, is he's consistently off the field, too. Cowboys have played 26 games without Dak since 2020, which is a good point. And I guess you do have, like...
Well, he did, break his ankle one year.
Oh, yeah, but it's like, dude, toughen up.
Go out there after...
Man up, Bubba. Man up. Get out, just put some tape on it.
Rub some dirt on it, and let's go.
Does that feel fair? Do you feel like...
I don't know.
C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Jordan Love. Would you put Dak ahead of any of those guys?
I don't know. I have to think about it more.
Yeah. I think that none of the guys behind him are guys that I would put ahead of Dak.
Yeah, the behind him seems right, but
even
I don't know about any higher.
Even guys like, I was a big fan of what Drake May did last year, but I'm not willing to put him up there yet. I put Dak ahead of Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, although, that feels safe. Kyler Murray, I guess, is the one that I'd have like a maybe about. But, yeah,
I think he should be higher. He's pretty
I think it feels fair. I think Dak is about a middle-of-the-road quarterback. Although I will say I would never have
mediocre.
I would never have Jaden Daniels number 1 on this list, but I do think it's not unreasonable. Nobody who's ranked ahead, none of the 13 guys ranked ahead of Dak on this list, feel like they are significant. There's like an easy argument that Dak is better than them. Peter says Purdy at 10 seems right as a Niners fan, although I question Jordan Love ahead of him. Yeah, I mean, he is Jordan Love he's a head scratcher for me because I've seen him be really good and really bad. He's got such great arm talent, which I know is a thing that's annoying to talk about, but so I see the potential in Jordan Love. But yeah, I also, I mean, I could see Brock Purdy being lower down this list too. I don't think Brock Purdy's better than Justin Herbert or C.J. Stroud. I just don't. I think even if Brock Purdy's at his best, I think he's in the same range. He's in the 10 to 13 range. But I think Justin Herbert, C.J. Stroud should be ahead of him. I could make an argument for Purdy to be ahead of Jordan Love. But yeah, those are the two that were really kind of misranked to me, Justin Herbert and C.J. Stroud, aside from Jaden Daniels being misranked on the high side, which didn't really seem fair to me. Boy, Cam Ward at 25, Cam Ward ahead of guys like Russell Wilson. A lot of hope for Cam Ward. Not a lot of hope for Mason Rudolph. And I wonder where Aaron Rodgers would be if he were on this list. If it was Aaron Rodgers instead of Mason Rudolph,
yeah.
where would he be? Personally, I'd have him like
he'd be on 35th.
I'd have him. I would have him like 20. He'd be in the 20s for sure.
Okay.
Probably, he might be around 25. That seems about right to me. I don't think he has anything left. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the world outside of sports. Brian says people forget the coach from the 49ers had a 28-point lead in the Super Bowl. He's been hot. He's been, but not won it. Well, yeah, that's very much like the Celtics last night, like having a 28-point lead in the Super Bowl and blowing it. It can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't take away from the fact that Kyle Shanahan, while maybe not a Super Bowl winning coach, gets more out of his quarterbacks than just about anybody in the league. Like, he took Mr. Irrelevant and has him about to make $50 million a year. He made Matt Ryan an MVP of the league. Yep. He made Matt Schaub lead the league in passing. Kyle Shanahan's a genius, at least from an offensive standpoint. Did he blow it in the Super Bowl? Absolutely. Do I think it makes him less of a coach? No, not really. I still respect what he's capable of. All right, we'll check out the world outside of sports on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
The two middle lanes are blocked off by an accident on I-10 eastbound before Loop 410 as threes and speeds are stop and go starting from Evener, causing a 10-minute out of your drive. Looking onto Loop 410 northbound before Medina Base Road for a crash blocking off the right lane. This is causing a 5-minute backup to start from Somerset. A crash has been moved over to the right shoulder on Highway 90 westbound near Nogalitos. And some good news on Loop 410 northbound. An earlier stalled vehicle has been taken care of at North New Braunfels Avenue. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Luxury is having a choice between Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Craving Boxes. It's luxury because there's no wrong choices. There's just right cravings. So choose your Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Summer is better with True Green, especially at a price this low. For a limited time, get 75% off of your first treatment and enjoy your lawn without overspending. With True Green, you get expert care and a plan tailored to fit your lawn's needs, so it looks like the best while you save big. Let the pros handle the hard work while you enjoy the result. Relax more and keep more money in your pocket. A great lawn has never been this easy or this affordable. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I also wouldn't play this on my rock and roll station.
Oh, I like this song, though. It's a good song, though.
Oh, yes. Oh, Hootie. You silly rabbit.
It was a good song. I like it. I like it. It came out when it came out. Yeah.
Nothing I can do. I only want to be with you. Peter, we can't give you music on the stream. It's illegal. We don't break the law here.
The copyright law.
I want to be with you. We've got a story today about raccoons. As you know, I like raccoons.
Mm-hmm.
Although if I find out a raccoon is the one who attacked Kitty Big Balls,
oh, it's over.
I'll go on a rampage against the raccoons. But I don't think it was. But I got a little audio here. We're gonna play you, which we usually don't. Usually I just tell you the story myself. But today we actually have audio proof of this.
Oh, there's no way. Put your paws where I can see them. That raccoon named Chewy turned up with a meth pipe in his mouth during a routine traffic stop. Is this for real? The animal wasn't driving. His owner was stopped for allegedly driving with a suspended license. Officers then happened to find more used pipes as well as bulk amounts of meth and cocaine in the car. Oh, boy. Yeah, Ohio law does let people keep raccoons as pets, interesting, but there's no word on whether Chewy will be returned to his owner. Dang.
Hopefully not. Well, we were talking about this in commercial, and the sight, of course, a little bit funny, but it's actually super sad that animal is just
was exposed to that kind of stuff.
But remember the movie Cocaine Bear?
I never saw it.
There's going to be a sequel now.
With a raccoon.
With a raccoon.
So hopefully it gets the help it needs.
Yeah, everyone feels so bad for the raccoon.
I know, but what about the person?
There's like a meth head there, and they're like, oh, that poor raccoon. Poor raccoon. Poor raccoon.
That caught me off guard big time.
How do they know that raccoon isn't like a talking animal that convinced the owner to do the drugs?
Yeah, was his name Rocket?
Yeah, yeah.
Just Rocket trying to get high.
Or what's the bear? The movie with Mark Wahlberg. What's that? Ted.
Oh yeah.
It's a raccoon version of Ted that just wants to get high all the time. It could be that. I don't know. Like, hey man, let's try this stuff. He's like, oh no, I don't think that's a good idea. Come on, man, don't be scared. Just do it. All right, I've got a couple other stories I want to give you. A nurse has been accused of assault, domestic battery.
What?
Yes, this is now these are the kind of things you're going to have to worry about, Vic, as the father of a lesbian.
Okay, what?
Women fight different than men.
Yes, they do.
And in a way that's good because a 3 a.m. domestic battery call between a man and a woman could be really bad. You know, there could be fisticuffs involved, or who knows.
Right.
But in this case, a woman was making nachos in the kitchen when her spouse told her she shouldn't be eating this late and made a comment about her weight.
Uh-oh.
Now, that sounds like I'm a man, and I wouldn't say that to my wife.
Right. I wouldn't either.
But I guess women are, we are living in a time of female empowerment. Yeah. So maybe they feel like they can say what's on their mind. So what she did was, during the argument that ensued, one of these gals had been playing video games in the living room. She walked over to her spouse, grabbed a handful of the nachos, and shoved them down the back of the victim's leggings. Now, remember, these are hot, steaming, cheesy nachos now, and now they're all over her woman's ass.
Okay.
When the victim went to try to change clothes, this gal dragged her to the floor, shoved her fingers into either side of her mouth, and hooked them like a fish. She then continued to batter her by grabbing her head and slamming it to the floor multiple times.
Jeez.
Straight out rumble. Swan made several comments that she was the one in charge and that her wife was, quote, not behaving.
What?
Yes. So you need to find out from your daughter, where she stands in the relationship.
Yeah. Do you behave?
Yeah. Are you the one who's expected to behave, or are you the one who monitors behavior?
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Because
I'll do that.
Yeah, you need to find out what kind of lesbian relationship your daughter is involved in.
I don't know.
An examination of the victim's when police responded, she claimed that her wife had been in a drunken rage, had thrown the plate of nachos on the floor and rolled around and covered herself in nacho cheese. However, an examination of the leggings revealed what appeared to be nacho cheese on the interior backside, consistent with the story, and a substance resembling nacho cheese was also found smeared on a wall. The victim also had a knot on her forehead and a scratch on her right arm. And while Swan claimed her spouse had thrown the nachos, cops found the plate that they were prepared on was completely intact. So she's been arrested for domestic battery. She was freed on $250 bond, and she's ordered to have no contact with her wife and must stay away from the car, place of employment, and home. And since they reside together, she may return to the residence accompanied by police to retrieve her belongings.
Wow.
What a sad waste of nachos.
I know.
A sad.
What was it? The substance that looked like nachos was on the
yes.
So it wasn't nachos?
They don't know. They didn't test it. You know, you got to test it.
Jeez.
But a Macon County Sheriff's deputy this is in Missouri.
Okay.
Northeast Missouri sheriff deputy finds himself in jail. Brody Lewis, who is now fired from the sheriff's office, is accused of assaulting his girlfriend on multiple occasions since he's been a deputy. In fact, we're talking about up to 10 to 15 times since he's been a deputy. Now, here's the real problem with that, because, I mean, that already sounds pretty bad, right? Yep. He's only been a deputy since last month.
What?
Yes. He was just hired as a sheriff's deputy in mid-April of 2025, and he's already assaulted his girlfriend 10 to 15 times since becoming a sheriff's deputy. I'm going to say this is a guy whose the power went to his head.
Oh, yeah. You can't hit me.
I'm a cop. I'm an officer. Don't you talk to me like that, woman.
You'll get time for hitting the cop.
I'm an officer.
Yep.
Well, he ain't an officer no more. And finally, a man named Stephen Truelove. What a name. What a name.
Stephen Truelove.
Yes.
True Love. Okay.
True Love. That's what they used to call you in college.
No.
Stephen Victor Truelove.
Yeah, if I went to college.
Yeah, they would have called you that.
I went to Palo Alto, so I kind of.
That works.
Yeah,
that works. This is in Indiana. Stephen Truelove is a school bus driver, and last week he was on a field trip, and the sheriff's office got a call that a school bus was stuck in the mud in the median there in Indiana. The bus driver was, let's just say, impaired when the police got there.
Okay.
He had a .221 blood alcohol content.
Jeez.
While driving children on a field trip.
Not from school.
Yeah,
right?
Well, he drove them from school onto the field trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, .221 is pretty strong. 4 adults and 38 children were removed from the bus. No one was injured. But he's charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated. It's just 3 times over the legal limit. No big deal.
No charge for driving kids?
I'm
That's
sure when he goes to court, when he gets his day in court, it will be brought up that there were 38 children on board. But for right now, his mugshot, he doesn't look like a person who appears to be worried about many things.
Oh, okay,
He more appears to be a person who wakes up every day and gets himself to about a .21 ABV or AB.
And now he's normal, right?
BAC. Yeah, now I'm leveled off.
Yeah.
Once I get about 19 beers in me, I feel.
Yeah, that takes the edge off, right?
Start feeling normal, ready to start my day, ready to start my bus driving job.
My school bus driver.
Jeez. All right, let's hit our last break of the day, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the daily lines. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
What's actually still open? Because the one on I-10 is closed now, right?
Yeah, that was All Stars, right?
Yeah, All Stars.
You got the Sharkies over there, whatever they call that thing.
Sugar.
All right, it's got a big shark out there. Why do you call it Sharkies?
Because they call it Sugars.
Okay. What the hell's the shark there for?
Fish market. I don't know. It's called Shark.
Beware the smell.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
How's your financial situation?
I've been working at Quiznos.
Really?
Really?
They open still?
No. Really good sandwich, baby.
Yeah, they were when they were open.
Hey!
Being in a musical with you, man, every word is a song.
Yeah. Schlotzky's is a bunch of bitches.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Get a taste of that winning feeling before the buzzer even sounds with ESPN Bet's Early Victory promo. Simply place a pregame moneyline bet on any NBA playoff game, and if the team you back goes up by 20 or more points at any point in the game, you get paid out early. Available throughout the NBA playoffs at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
I can't believe they're moving the team to another city.
True, but you'll never forget all the joy they brought into your life.
Joy? They made the playoffs twice in 50 years.
Gosh, those 2 times were pretty great, weren't they?
How would I know? I wasn't even born yet.
Just think of all the free time you'll have on game days.
Those games were the highlight of my week.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. you can with Orchard. Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Orchard puts cash right into your pocket so you can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday 1. You buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday 2. Start with your free home valuation at orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL. That's 1-844-421-SELL. 1-844-421-SELL.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Who's that girl? Oh. It's Vic. Say a prayer and kiss your heart goodbye.
Yeah.
Who's that girl? Who sings this?
That's Madonna. That's your girl, Madonna.
Who's that girl? I didn't know she sang this song.
Yeah.
Oh, now I do. Yeah, I remember this now when she started singing Spanish.
Yeah.
Señorita más fina. Okay, you're right. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I was going to play your song, but...
No, that's only for Fridays.
Yeah.
We got to say, some things got to be special.
Yeah, that and Wilson Phillips.
Yeah, but the problem is you won't be here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, you got to tell
You're
Edwin.
going to be busy moving.
Yeah.
You have to tell Edwin. It's your job to let Edwin know how the show's supposed to run on a Friday.
I could try.
I mean, it's literally your job.
Nah.
Like, I mean, imagine me just leaving you guys to your own devices when I go away.
Right.
And just say, oh, you guys just figure it out. Yeah. No, I have to tell you exactly how I want the show to go. Every time.
Okay.
Let's do what we always do to wrap up the show and take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
The Golden State Warriors at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Game 2, Warriors lead 1-0. We know there's no Steph Curry. Your total, 201. The Timberwolves are 10.5-point favorites. I'll say this. I can't picture a world where if the total score is below 201, that the Warriors lose by 11 points. So to me, these are very, very connected. If you think this is a higher scoring game, I can see the Timberwolves maybe pulling away. But I mean, you're talking about, let's say it's 100. Like you think they'd lose like 110 to 99? I can't picture that. Or I guess not. That would be way over. So it'd have to be 105 to 94. That ain't gonna happen. Or 105 to 93. No, I don't think that happens. So I think if you like the under, you probably like the 10.5 points. Even without Steph, I think it's Warriors for me. If you like the Timberwolves, I would recommend what I've been recommending. Play the first half. Give yourself room for these teams to screw it off in the second half, which they seem very, very apt to do. On the ice tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes are in our nation's capital to take on the Washington Capitals. The Hurricanes minus 155 favorites. They have a 1-0 lead in the series after getting an overtime win in D.C. the first game. The Vegas Golden Knights minus 142 favorites against the Edmonton Oilers. I'm so disgusted with the Knights. They trail 1-0 in the series after blowing a 2-0 lead for the first time in team history. They had a 2-0 lead at home in a playoff game, a 2-goal lead, and lost the game. They are now 26-1 in those scenarios. So I'd like to see Vegas jump out in front again and get the job done, but now I'm starting to get a little nervous Pavel Dorofeyev, who was the leading goal scorer for the Knights all season long, has missed the last several games. No idea why. Hockey doesn't really tell you why. They just say he's got a lower body injury. He'll be back when he's back. That sucks. Alex Pietrangelo missed the last game with an injury as well. So Knights are beat up, but I assume they're going to get the win here. But again, I can't be trusted with that money. I can tell you that much right now. In Major League Baseball, the Baltimore Orioles send Dean Kramer to the hill. They go to Minnesota to take on Bailey Ober and the Twins. The Twins minus 155. Jack Leiter goes for the Texas Rangers. They are at the Red Sox. Brian Bello goes for Boston. Boston minus 155. The Chicago White Sox send Davis Martin to the mound against the Royals. Chris Bubich goes for the Royals. They are minus 260. Tigers sending Casey Mize to the hill. They are minus 185 favorites in Colorado, taking on Kyle Freeland. Detroit that's game one of the doubleheader. Detroit doesn't have an announced pitcher for game two. Tanner Gordon will go for the Rockies, but it doesn't really matter because even with nobody picked to pitch, they're still minus 180 favorites. So that just tells you how bad the Rockies are. Philadelphia Phillies send Jesus Luzardo to the mound. They're in Tampa. Ryan Pepiot going for the Rays. Phillies minus 150. Nick Lodolo goes for the Reds. Spencer Schwellenbach goes for the Braves. Braves minus 200 at home. Chris Bassett for Toronto. They are minus 125 on the road. Jose Soriano goes for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, Southern California. And in the nightcap, the late game, the Dodgers are at the Diamondbacks. For the Diamondbacks, Brandon Pfaadt goes for the Dodgers. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Hey, Yamamoto-san. Minus 155.
There you go.
Dodgers minus 155 favorites there. Vic is going to help his son move tomorrow, so he'll be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Edwin will be in charge of running the board.
I just sent Edwin the email.
He doesn't know what songs to play. Oh.
I just gave him song titles. I didn't give him artists, so you'll
I
figure it
know,
out.
and he's gonna Edwin likes to turn the volume down he doesn't like to fade it down slowly.
Yeah.
He's like music, gone. And so that's going to be awkward for me when I'm singing along. Yeah. It's going to be music, gone. But that will probably make Rob happy because Rob doesn't like my singing.
Yeah. Rob will get used to it.
And my assumption is that he will be back, but I don't really know. I do want to appease Jimmy, who came in and told me something very important is happening. The Champions League final is this Saturday. Do you like soccer?
Not really.
Okay.
I only watch it when the World Cup happens.
Paris Saint-Germain is plus 125, Inter Milan plus 220, and the draw is plus 230. But to win the cup, Saint-Germain is minus 165 and Inter Milan plus 120. So that's the same price if you say draw is no bet, so it has to finish in regular time. The Paris Saint-Germain is about minus 165, 175, depending on where you look. I won't be watching that game Saturday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Who's going to be watching that? I can't imagine. Normal people would. But if you're into the Champions League, hey, good for you, man. Good for you. I went and saw my nephew's soccer game over the weekend. I was very hungover. But
But you were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
Did you have sunglasses on and a hat?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And they won their game 12-1. It was not a very good game. And
you were there. That's what matters.
I was there, and I was sitting right in the first half of the game. I was sitting where our goalie was. So like the other team was trying to score, or like my nephew's team was trying to score at the other end of the field. So I didn't see a bunch of that. But then the game after halftime, the game shifts, and now my nephew's team is trying to score right in front of me. Well, the dad of the other team's goalie is apparently a dad who moves each half. Like he switched into.
Oh, okay.
Now it was set up originally where our team's fans were on this side and their team's fans were over here. But this dad is like, I don't care. I'm going to stand where I can see my son, and he wanted to talk to his son during the game. Unfortunately, his son gave up 11 goals or 12 goals, whatever it was.
He's too busy talking to his dad.
Oh, his dad was losing his mind. I mean, just what?
Were people throwing tomatoes
You gotta
at him?
talk. You gotta talk, son. Well, I don't know that talking is necessarily going to save him. I just don't. I think maybe they just don't have a very good soccer team. But I didn't make any money on that soccer match.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, no one was taking bets. Like, you know, you walk into
They knew.
you walk into a chicken fight, you find someone there who's going to take a bet. You know what I mean? You walk into a kid's soccer game, and it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know anybody who's taking bets here. What are we doing? Oh, we don't talk about that. All right, fine. Fine. I guess that's how you want to play it, friend.
Yeah, but let's come by the concession stand.
Yeah, you want to walk over here.
Yeah, we'll talk about it over here.
They had I'm not a creeper, so I didn't do this. But if I didn't think it was creepy, I would have done it.
Okay, what?
There was at the soccer complex, there was a food truck called Buns. And it's a burger food truck. And when I walked up, there was a gal who had like one of those crazy asses. Like
big buns?
Yeah, and she was ordering at the food truck, and my thought was, I want to get a picture of the food truck with her ordering, and it would be ironic. But then I was like, no, that's
too creepy.
It's inappropriate.
Well, just act like you're taking a selfie, but point the camera the other way. Not that I'm creepy.
But that's what you're saying. That's what you would have done.
Yep.
Damn it, man. I mean, maybe that's what I should have done. It doesn't seem right though.
It just seems that you won't run across that opportunity again.
It does not seem right. Guys, the Pope, there's no Pope yet.
No, we have black smoke this morning.
Black smoke, which means that it is a Pope. Now, a lot of people say the best Popes to draft are on day 2 anyway. Like the day 1 candidates were not great, so maybe they.
I know Jimmy's all betting on the other side, like he's all like 100 to 1 or this and that, like that we weren't going to get a Pope this morning. And,
yeah. I'm still going for Pizza Balls. Pizza Balla.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's still my favorite, although I don't think he's the betting favorite. As a Catholic, do you care who the Pope is? Do you want would you like a Pope who either speaks Spanish or English?
I would like a Hispanic Pope. Yeah.
You would like that?
I mean, as a preference, if someone asked me, but to me,
is it because you don't like the white man?
No, just there's been one already.
When they said we were getting a new morning show host on 94.1, did you hope that I was going to be Hispanic?
No.
Okay, good. Just wanted to see if I disappointed you or not.
No, because I'd have to do everything.
Oh, okay.
I'm serious.
And some bad news in the world of kidneys, Vic.
Oh, no. What now?
Are you familiar with the band 3 Doors Down?
Yes.
Brad Arnold, who is the lead singer of that band, says he's been diagnosed with stage 4 kidney cancer.
Ooh, that's what I had.
You had stage 4 kidney cancer?
Yep.
Clear cell renal cell carcinoma.
Yeah, renal cell carcinoma was what I had. Yeah.
Man. And it's metastasized into his lung. They say that's not real good at all,
Nope.
saying I've got no fear. I'm not scared of it at all. It's the most common type of kidney cancer. But because of his diagnosis, the band has to cancel their tour. They were supposed to start May 15th touring.
Mm-hmm.
That's all being taken down right now. So hopefully he's okay. He is one of the founding members. They played songs such as Here Without You and Kryptonite and When I'm Gone. They had a bunch of big hits. But now he's going to be a one. Is there a way to beat the cancer without removing the kidney?
Yeah, there is a way, but they would remove part of the kidney and you would just have, partial in there. But more than likely, if it was renal cell, it would just spread. And with me, they caught it before it spread to my lungs and my other body and the rest of my body. That we caught it in time.
Okay.
Yeah, they just took the whole thing out. They didn't want to risk it. I went through about 3 months of preventative chemo, so he'll probably do the same thing.
Okay. Well,
and you can live on. You only need 20% of one kidney to live.
20% of one?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
So what if I
So if you donate a kidney, You could still drink all the beer you want.
But what if I didn't want to donate a whole kidney? I wanted to donate just 20%.
Now, you probably have to give the whole thing.
Oh, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
your liver, they can cut part of your liver out and it'll just grow back, but that's the only part of your body that grows back.
Well, my fingernails always grow back.
Yeah, but I mean, it's organ-wise.
Not my hair, though.
No, mine neither.
Yeah.
My hair just gone.
Well, your skin is an organ; it grows back.
Yeah, that's true.
So your theory there is wrong.
My naturally tan body.
I'm a doctor. I mean, I don't like to brag, but I did go to medical school. Yeah. I don't like to brag, but I did.
Was that music school?
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. Eloy says, what's the money line on Rob showing up tomorrow? I'm going to say Rob is about a minus 185 favorite to be here tomorrow. I think he'll be here.
That's a good one.
But I've been wrong before.
People are betting.
People are betting in the Brigade Bar. They're and Peter says, will Kuiper go crazy if a Pope candidate drops in the draft? Yeah, if Pizza Balla isn't, if they don't talk to him until round 4 or 5, there's going to be hell to pay. That would be a disgrace. And whatever other denomination got Pizza Balla, they would be the one. They had the best draft. Mm-hmm. Like if he became a Methodist Pope. Oh, the Methodists really came up in this draft cycle. All right, that is it for us, man. What a show with no Rob. He didn't show up. We did it all by ourselves, Vic.
Yeah, I found out this morning, but yeah, we got it.
We only had one person complain. That's pretty good.
That is good.
Now, we didn't how many thumbs up did we get?
I don't know. I can't see.
Only 4. Oh, maybe this was a terrible show. Damn.
You're still suffering from Fiesta.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. But either way, Jason and Joe will do the Blitz. They do it every day from 2 to 6. You'll want to hear that program. And yeah, hopefully back in the saddle tomorrow with Rob. Although Vic will be moving. Enjoy moving day, Vic. Save some strength for when I need you to move my stuff into my house.
That's right. Yeah, I'll help.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, boys. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can't